Welcome back to The Good Talk, our post-game recap and Q&A show where we discuss the game that we just played and answer all your burning questions, both Warhammer and otherwise. We just came off of the debut game of the brand new Chaos Space Marines Codex. Welcome, the year's 2025. We are in the future, and they faced off against the forces of the brandly newly updated Death Guard.
That's right.
Yep. And it was a cool game.
You know what? It was a strange game. The dice kind of went wild for both of us.
Yeah.
In a lot of weird ways. And a lot of our decisions on paper were great. Mm-hmm. And then in practice, we're like,
questionable.
Didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Neither of us, we were both thrown for a loop several times in that game.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I have mixed feelings about CSM.
Okay.
I think they have some really standout units. I think Abaddon is amazing. He just seems like better Gilliman in a lot of ways. He's like a Gilliman that can only take 3 damage per phase.
Yeah.
Which, in some cases, better than than in other cases. There are times where you will prefer the rezzing. And an aura of rerolls is not really comparable to one unit gets 4 rerolls to hit and wound. It's hard to... People always say, oh, Morven Ball's better than Gilliman. I don't know. Like, you build an army around one or the other.
Yeah.
They're not... It's apples to oranges.
Yeah.
But I think Abaddon's amazing.
He's great.
The Terminators also seem amazing. Yeah. I was very impressed by the Terminators. There's a lot of things where, like, it just doesn't feel like you get enough army. I felt like, especially when we were laying out the armies, I was like, I have well over twice as many models than you.
Yeah.
And not just because I have Poxwalkers.
Right.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
I just get more than you.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel right. It almost feels like this book was written after they did or before they did points changes for everybody else, and now it's like kind of in the wrong time of Warhammer. It's like pre-FAQ Warhammer.
Yeah.
The book. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I do agree. It did feel like I just didn't have the same amount of stuff as you, and now your stuff is actually quality too. It's tough. It's killy. You know, it does what you need to do. It synergizes well with your secondaries, which is a big thing. I know, frankly, we shouldn't have picked I shouldn't have picked the Rise to Glory one. It was questionable when it did what I thought it did, and once we realized how limiting it is, it's just downright terrible. Whereas the Death Guard's secondaries now have a lot of synergy, which is great. That's what you want to see in an army. So they're kind of struggling with that, but there are good aspects. You know, we actually don't think this is a bad book. We think it's going to take time to kind of figure out what works, what doesn't work. And frankly, it's going to be a meta question, I think, a lot of the time, is because it's like, yeah, look, Legionnaires are better. They have AP and melee, but Armor Content means that maybe you don't need that. Where do you really want the special weapons? Where are you shelling out for like the tomes for magic, and where are you not, right?
The tomes confuse me.
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
Play-wise or what, narrative? Or?
I just don't know when or why you would want them. Like, it seems on the surface like you should just always take it. Like, make a unit a Psyker, you can smite with them at worst. Like, it just seems good.
How many points is it?
20.
Seems pretty good.
It just seems good, but then when you see it in practice, it's like not amazing.
I think it's a utility pick. And one thing that we mentioned was CSM has always, and this is still a problem, I think, they suffered from requiring a lot of characters, A, and then B, also not having enough slots for those characters, right?
Yeah.
So today, I wanted the Master of Possession, particularly the Mop, to be able to res elite guys and heal Abaddon. But he can't take from any of the other chart, which is great. Oh, it's 2 separate charts.
I like that.
The Legionnaires do. Right. So they let you have that utility, like, oh, do you need, we didn't use it today, but do you need a warp time here, or a death hex here, or prescience? We did use that one.
Even the deny, I mean, you had a clutch deny.
It is a lot of
The
denies.
denies are nice too. Yeah, so...
I mean, you would almost pay 5 points if you just got a deny, right?
Right, yeah.
Easily. I mean, that's the Gloom Prism.
Right.
And that is 5.
It is 5 points. And a Watcher, well, that's 1 per game. But the Gloom Prism is 5 for per. So, I don't know, but it's weird. And then it gets more complicated with the marks too, because I think there's a couple times I was like, I actually wish these guys were Mark of Corn. But then you can't be a Psyker, obviously, and you can't deny. So, it all needs to be kind of worked out. Warp Talon's apparently not core.
It's a big book. Just like Space Marines, there's a lot of units. Just like Space Marines, there's a lot of chapters that all have their own rules. I think it's going to take people... Legions, sorry. It's going to take people some time to figure out how the different playstyles shake out and what's good in each playstyle. It's fine. I heard some grumbling that like a lot of, everybody's playing CSM today.
Yeah.
And CSM are not performing well on day one for a lot of people. That doesn't shock me, and I
No.
don't think that indicates they're a bad faction. I think that indicates they're really complicated. There's a lot of moving pieces.
We actually worry more when a faction comes out and
winning
is,
everywhere.
is really good
Yeah,
because that
exactly.
indicates like you didn't really have to think too hard.
Yeah.
Admech on release,
Worse.
Drukari on release,
God.
Always been, yeah.
Death Guard on release.
They remain right.
Right.
Death Guard have been kind of like
They fell off very quickly,
Death
but on release they were dominant.
yeah.
It was
Death
like-
Guard have had a similar ride as Necrons, but better. I think most people.
Oh,
would
for
say.
sure better. But yeah, the first, yeah.
They've had the nice version of what Necrons have gone.
Yeah, exactly. They aged better.
They're very
appropriate.
they're old
It's
souls. It's an old soul of a book at this
It
point.
is, yeah.
It's been through a lot.
And my God, so much life breathed into it today. Very exciting.
Secondaries are nuts. I didn't even play them very well, but they should have both been. I should have gotten 14 on puking pretty easily if I just played marginally better.
Yeah.
I should have gotten 14 on that.
Yeah.
And then being in the places should also be basically a free 15 when you win the game.
Yeah.
And when you lose, it's still like a 10.
Uh-huh.
It's fine. It's like not bad.
Yeah.
Um,
It's so good.
that's so good.
Oh my gosh.
And then your third secondary is just matchup dependent or mission dependent. Mm-hmm. You can't do banners because you're already doing an action.
Yeah.
Bit of a bummer, especially now the Plague Marines are good. I don't like here's my problem with the Plague Marines is nobody
here
is
you
going to own a loadout where it's like I have all 4 of the stuff that I want, all
Yeah.
5 of the stuff that I want.
Yes.
So, and if you're not doing that, it slows the game down so much.
Yeah.
Even if you have all the stuff memorized, it's just breaking out every activation into different stuff.
Yeah.
Just wastes so much time.
I mean, it's the most extreme version of things that has happened to other units. You know, the Harlequins went through the same thing. And
Death Watch.
Death
Every
Watch. Oh
time
my
you play
gosh.
Death
Cal.
No. Caradron Overlord,
okay.
Longbeards, or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Went to a different game.
Yeah, with a gun too. It is the one most gunny army. in
Yeah,
Sigmar,
exactly. Anyways, it's like, I get it, and I get that they want to have it match the box, but oof,
That's
a lot of work.
Oh, but you can't have all 4 of the same because the loadout is like one guy can
yeah.
do this.
No, it's
one
very-
guy
yeah.
can do that. So the optimal Plague Marine loadout just takes forever to activate. Mm-hmm. Period.
Yep. You know, start practicing. If you're playing this in tournaments, bring a clock. Practice.
It's also like
You will get familiar.
The unit doesn't know what it wants to be doing.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a problem I found with
Yes.
Plague Marines is like most of them want to be in combat. Great, cool. But some of them want to shoot, and they want to shoot at different ranges and at different
Yeah.
targets, and they're not enough to
Yeah.
kill anything. They're just like chip damage.
This is such an interesting concept that I think talks a little bit about when we talk about core.
Yeah.
Is the game, and I think many games, right? The game doesn't really reward generalists. Mm-hmm. They're kind of generalists.
Yeah.
But it needs to.
Right.
It needs to let generalists also be the most flexible, and then in a way that says, okay, you're fighting this turn, here you get something for that or whatever.
I mean,
Exactly.
hey, they are really good at fighting. Plague Marines
They've gotten better, right?
are nuts at fighting because you can take all the special weapons, and then they're just like they're pretty much the points of an intercessor, with the same attacks as an intercessor, but with like messed up weapons. Like you get a power fist, you get a cleaver, which is basically a power fist. You get
Cleaver's better than Power Fist. D6 damage
yes,
versus 2 damage.
yeah.
But you
Not-
can't
not
have
for
a
you.
Flail.
Yeah,
You'd rather
not
have
for
that.
me. I'd rather have the 2.
You get a flail, which
That's
is
too risky.
like a side grade from a power fist.
Yeah.
You get the mace, which is also a side grade from a power
That one's
fist.
weird. Yeah.
And you get an axe. And it's like, okay, so they're just way better intercessors. Got it. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
What do we think about the secondaries? You both had one this game.
Yeah.
That give a CP.
I think it's cute. It's
Take it or
cute.
leave it. I don't care.
Someone's was not good and someone's was pretty good.
They were both meh.
Yours was the leadership one? No, yours was the leadership
They're
one.
both.
Oh, no,
They're
that's-
both leadership.
that's,
or mine's wounds, his leadership.
Psychic interrogation is.
So his is between the two. His is better because, well, beyond first of all, it's just a better secondary, but
Psychic
2.
interrogation is a better secondary than. Was it Long War or was it the
No,
other
no,
one?
No,
Long War's
Long War's
pretty good.
fine.
It was a
Rise to Glory.
Rise to Glory.
which is run up and kill a monster vehicle with your hands, and then roll, below their wounds with it's
Here, okay.
Below the wounds with 2d6?
2d6.
So it's like the White Scars one. They're pretty similar.
Yeah.
They're just very situational. The thing that stands out to me is it's also like the Orcs one, except the Orcs one restricted who can do it, and then gave you a bunch of options of stuff.
And they're general. It's like stand on a point outside of your objective, kill, and that's the thing. Yeah, they give you points. There's a category for fighting monsters and characters and vehicles, and there's a category for fighting like regular people.
Yeah.
And this one is just like no, it's so specific. I'm shocked.
Monsters and vehicles.
Yeah.
So we like the mechanic. We're not sure that execution is compelling.
I think it's cute because it's just like, hey, got an extra CP. Like it's a spikiness that doesn't hurt anyone.
if the secondary is good.
Well, yeah, in a vacuum, I like the addition of like this
yeah.
little bonus CP.
Right.
Regardless, I think it's cool.
It's like an interrogation.
I'll just never remember it.
Yeah.
It's so rare to the times where they're like, this secondary gives you an extra CP. Because like the Necrons and Drukhari have the same secondary, but the Necrons can get a CP out of it. And
Herd
it's
the
like,
Prey versus...
I think so.
Yeah,
or no, it's the Noble. Nobles.
Purge the
When you kill
Vermin.
stuff with Nobles,
Oh,
you get
yeah.
command points now.
Code of conduct.
Code of conduct.
Yeah.
Code of conduct.
Is like, if that's your faction secondary and you played a lot, you'll remember it.
Yeah. That's all of this.
But
really.
the generic
Sure.
ones, it's so rare, you'll definitely forget it.
Yeah.
Dorn refunds. Core stratagems.
Yeah.
Well, go Cody. You weren't here. I think you missed that. I think you're here today.
Oh, there
You
was
missed
some
their-
It was pretty good.
You missed
Dorn
our...
trash talk
Yeah.
on Thursday.
Thursday, especially the good talk. Well, so that was the game. If you guys have any more questions about it, feel free to let us know, and we're happy to discuss more. With that, though, if you have any questions, send in those super chats, and let's get to it.
Yeah, we do have a number of super chats here
Cool.
today to get through. Very exciting. Some exciting times for Chaos Space Marine fans.
Yeah.
Heretic Astartes. Thank you, Ramsey. Hey, Titans, excited for this heavy metal match up of Chaos. Yes. I'm looking forward to this match to distract me from the pain from damaged lower disc failing. My feel no pain rolls. Go, Adrian.
Heyo. Oh, so sorry to hear that.
That's rough, man.
Back stuff sucks.
Backstep is the worst
Back stuff's the worst.
Yeah.
because you just realize how much you need it.
And it's kind of a lose-lose. Like, the way that you prevent back injury can also cause back injury. It's exercise your back muscles.
Oh.
Because if you have stronger back muscles, you're less likely.
Yeah, so I'm not like a weightlifting gym person, but like I have done it in the past, and I've had that same thing where like I think I actually have a weak back,
Yeah.
and the thing you have to do
Yep.
is so horrible and painful because I have a
Yep.
week back. Yeah,
You're
it's
like,
horrible.
You have to get so close to injury, because that's the closer you get to injury, the faster you will get stronger. And it's like,
Don't quote him on
I'll
that
just
one.
get really close to injury, and then my back will be great.
Yeah, that's
and
how
then
I feel
once your
about-
back is great, you actually just keep getting really close to injury. And
Tabletop
it's a
Titans,
miserable
not a medical
experience.
channel. We can get that underneath. Meg, we need another graphic.
This is exactly how I view working out.
No, deadlifts are objectively the worst.
Oh, deadlifts are, well, I don't want to offend people, but
They're-
I don't approve.
They just scare me.
You don't offend people with your...
I don't get it.
don't-
I don't get it at all.
You're allowed to not.
But
like
but
them.
even doing
Squats?
like that even that
Oh, wow.
is rough on my back. And then people are like, "What? It's supposed to be your thighs." I'm like, I feel it in my back.
I think you're doing it wrong. You should not feel squats in your back.
Oh my God,
I
can
do.
you... Wait.
I do.
Ramsey, thank you for the
not
super
good.
chat. Can you imagine going to the gym with this guy and having him help you? You just be like, so don't do that. Don't do that. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Stop doing
Now
that
I'm
right
curious, though.
That's
I
what he
kinda
does.
wanna go.
And then he'd be like, stop doing that.
Yeah.
But he is a good teacher then after that. Once he like
That's what
berates you
want.
for a little while, he's
That's
like,
what you want out of a trainer. My trainer doesn't do that. My trainer is just like, dude, like he'll just count for me essentially. He tells me what to do and then he counts for me, and he's kind of broy. Like we hang out and he's
You pay someone to
like a gym bro.
peer pressure you, basically.
well, but it's the accountability. And that's like
Yeah,
what I
peer
need
pressure. Yeah.
is like it's basically a gym date. It's like
Yeah.
I have to be there because I told this guy and then I paid him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
It's for the week of soul.
Yeah, I
anyway,
get it.
but you do. That's
Whatever
what you
works.
want. You want a trainer who's like, no, you're doing that wrong, and it's important because if you continue to do this wrong, you're gonna hurt yourself very bad.
I think he means you'll do it like not brusquely.
Not instructively.
No, you'll
no,
do it
you will
politely.
eventually. You will eventually, but
Yeah.
first you'll be like, don't do that. Don't do that.
No.
Nope,
That's-
don't do that.
oh,
Yep,
oh, no,
don't do that.
definitely
Oh
not.
my God, that would drive me crazy. He would totally do that.
Don't do that.
sound.
Nope, don't do that.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, don't do that. Nope.
I'm like already halfway through. Tell me after I. Anyways,
Ramsey
sorry to hear that,
yeah.
Ramsey. And hopefully you enjoyed today's game.
Yeah.
There's going to be lots of heavy metal. Look, we had a very chaosy week just to kick off the Summer of Chaos.
Yes.
Thank you, Stefan. I'm only here to see. Oh, we already did this one, and we went through. This was Fail Baden.
Fail Baden. Yep.
Fail
Yep.
Baden.
Yep.
Thank you, Godforge. I think this is a joke.
What's up, Godforge?
Or wrong answers only, he says. Why are Death Guard icons made of 3 wiffle balls? Wrong answers only.
Wrong answer. Well, so I don't know if you've seen the model, but they are.
I've seen the Death Guard icon.
Well, it's the plague scent. That's what he's talking about.
It looks cool as Death Guard though, because they have the smoke coming out of it. They're newer models.
That's the thing, yeah, because it's a plague sensor.
way cooler.
But the real answer is because what they want to, it's actually made of cheese, and they want to attract rats for Nurgle.
And they put cheese in the wiffle ball?
It's like Swiss cheese, so there's holes in it.
We're talking Sigmar.
Oh,
No, we're talking about, we're answering
Because
questions.
plague monks
They also have plague sensors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't put cheese in them, but
They might.
could put. I thought
That's
when
what
you
that
said they
smell
put
is.
cheese in them, I thought
No.
because rats.
It's there's holes in it because it's Swiss cheese. They're balls of Swiss cheese.
it's made of Swiss cheese.
And it attracts disgusting things that Nurgle's into. That's my answer.
that's your answer?
That's my answer.
I'll take it.
I think it's because they are all in a pickleball league.
Pickleball.
Don't you play that with a real ball?
I just looked it up. Looks like a
Pickleball is like
looks like it's like a wiffle
you have like
ball
a giant paddle, like a ping pong paddle but larger.
Yeah.
with
and
a
you play
pickleball.
tennis with a weird ball.
It's like a wiffle ball.
Really?
Yeah.
It's tennis for people who don't have the mobility to play real tennis.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sorry if I just offended people who like pickleball, but I'm pretty sure that's why it was invented.
No, that sounds like a fine
Well,
answer.
serving is also like a thing. Serving is like a learning curve in tennis, right? And pickleball doesn't have that.
Everything about tennis is like
Tennis is so hard.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like serving is hard because you have to hit the ball so hard every time, but the serve you have to hit it extra hard.
I mean, pickleball is like a sport that like it's fun because you can just go and start playing.
Right.
There's not like a skill that you first have
Ping
to
pong.
learn.
It's larger ping pong.
Yeah, ping pong is hard to serve at first too, though. The first time, I think pickleball is like
It's hard to do correctly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why
to do well.
well, you can do
No,
like
no,
the
to
little
do legally.
yeah.
Most
Sure,
people
yeah.
when they start playing and they serve illegal
anywhere,
serves.
yeah.
They like bounce it on,
Tabletop Titans, not a sports channel. Thank you, Whiskey. Hey, Titans.
What's up, dude?
Content is great as always. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I'm starting a CSM, that's the school I used to work at, painting project for Wordbearers. But as an Eldar player, I'm unsure what to build. Thoughts? Wordbearers.
Okay, because you're just unfamiliar with the faction.
Okay.
Okay, so you know what? We had some words exchanged earlier about
We did.
Wordbearers
did.
being OP. And I think they're good. I like them a lot. I've actually had numerous people message me about different legions being like, wow, this legion is just the best. Which sucks, 'cause I don't like this legion or whatever. They're like, it's so dumb. This is just Codex this.
It's
or that."
only the negative
yeah.
opinions. That
So basically the whole army has Zealot, which is
Okay,
great.
yeah.
Reroll 4 rerolls to hit on the first round of combat.
It's really good.
And then 5-up feeling pain against mortal wounds. Very relevant right now.
Also relevant, yeah.
Very, very good.
They're like Templars, kind of.
They're kind of like, which kind of makes sense, right? Let's see. CP regen thing when you do a litany and a prayer and stuff like that?
No, really? They get a CP every? That's basically just a free CP.
No, because it's, so whenever they do a prayer and it's heard,
Yeah.
or completes an action or a psychic action, or manifests a psychic power, okay.
Yeah.
So you would put this on a psychic power, because you could do like 3 of them in a turn.
Sure.
You roll, because you have to roll a dice and it has to exceed the current battle round. But that's still pretty good math.
Seed the current battle round.
So on
This
turn
is
1,
amazing.
that's really good.
Because you get the CP when you need them the most.
In early
Like
on.
you can build them up early,
Yeah.
and then it's your discretion how you want to spend them.
Yeah. This is
That's
really good.
really
But you
good.
put it on a caster, not a.
Sure.
I guess you get 2 prayers.
Put it on everybody.
Yeah. Anyways, not seeing anything too crazy there. Cultist stuff. Wordbearers demon unit selected to fight. You can reroll the wound roll. It's 2 CP though.
So did they get special summoning stuff? Are they better? Is
No,
summoning still here?
I think they kind of dropped all that.
Does summoning still
I don't remember
exist?
seeing any of that. I like this. Command phase selected Wordbearer Demonkin unit within 6. +1 strength, +1 AP. That's awesome.
Oh.
So you're taking possessed up to strength 6, AP 3, AP 4 if you want to be Khorne. That's pretty
a lot
spicy.
of AP.
Yeah. So that's awesome. I love that. There's a couple things to kind of get back up. They have their amazing psychic strat still. You can, after you fail a psychic test, you can be like, nope, just kidding. Take a mortal wound, and I passed out at the minimum cost.
Oh, that's cool.
It's really good.
So they want Legionnaires. What else do they want?
They want possessed. They want
Possessed.
demonkin. So you're gonna run like a mop.
A mop.
A
Mop.
master of possession. You're gonna run possessed, which are actually quite good. They also, I think, I'm sensing a trend. There's chocolate on this table.
Well, now we have chocolate space marines.
Oh, now it's in the. Oh god. So a lot of the demonkin stuff is not core, but it's demonkin,
Oh.
which is funny because that's one of the reasons I took warp talents today instead of possessed.
Because they're demonkin, which makes them not core.
No, well, I thought they were core. So possessed are not core, but they are demonkin, so there's lots of things that work for them, including here. And they're actually quite good now. They're like 5 attacks, 2 damage each.
Whoa.
Strength 5, AP 2, 2 damage. They move 9. If they're Slanesh, you could advance and charge them with a prayer, which you will do. You obviously are going to take at least 1 Dark Apostle, and here's the ability you can you reroll your prayers, so it's mega guaranteed. That's awesome.
Oh, summoning's still around because the rule is on demons.
It's around. I just don't think these guys get any bonuses for it.
There's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing in this book that like
Talks about.
addressed it further.
Yeah. Holy moly. Baleful Icon. 6-inch aura on your infantry. Anytime they're within 6. Oh, it's only for melee. Okay. Melee attacks against units within 6. You can't reroll the hit, wound, or damage roll. That's pretty good.
It's good.
That's pretty good.
Wordbearers are interesting. What are your guys' thoughts on them? I feel like, for me, they fall into this category where I'm so glad they exist as a villain, but religious zealots are like not a villain I want to play. Like they don't appeal to me as something I want to play, but they're cool. I'm glad they exist.
That's fair.
I love Erebus. I love Erebus. He's so cool.
Nobody loves Erebus.
Everybody loves Erebus.
I think he's cooler than Lorgar.
Everyone's cooler than Lorgar.
No!
we go
Except,
again.
Oh my
Except-
god. No. Not picking it up. Put it down.
Okay, so Wordbearers. Okay, I think Iron Warriors are demon engines. I think they should be the demon engine cool guys. Which
Cool guys? Iron Warriors? Okay.
They should be focused on demon engines.
Yes.
And
yes.
dreadnoughts, but like dreadnoughts that are kind of turning into demon engines. That's how I view them.
Okay.
Look, you can.
I know. I'm just making faces, that's all. They don't mean anything bad.
And Wordbearers.
He's making maybe bad faces. It doesn't mean anything.
I don't want Wordbearers to necessarily encroach too much on that demon engine perspective. I want them to be more about demons like infantry demons, possessed, or literally summoning demons.
So
like
another
this.
army.
I'm kind of with them. I'm
Yes,
kind of with them.
But they're not that. They're not in that.
They're
book.
not, I know.
So I don't like.
But that's what they used to be.
well,
when?
in Heresy they were. In Heresy they had like
Okay, in a different game.
All about
in a different game.
diamonds.
But that's where they came from. They came from like they were the first ones to really like dig into the whole demon thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're the legion that is most likely to have demons hanging around.
Yeah.
Uh huh. Yep.
Just to have some demons around. Adrian, you seem really as a, like
What?
not into what Bridget and I are saying. Is it because of the chocolate or like what is your?
Yeah,
your,
I'm super not into it, honestly.
What do you?
I
How
think
do you
there's-
see, how do you see them? How
I
do you
think
see
they're really
Wordbearers?
cool and flavorful. And like, have you guys read Betrayer and First Heretic and all that stuff? Great
Not
books.
Betrayer.
And they talk about, and even in like again the new Horus, not Horus book, Talon of Horus books with Black Legion. There's like this relationship of like, oh, the guys that are possessed by demons, and like they're like battling with this, and I don't know. I think there's a lot of really interesting kind of narrative aspects to it, and a lot of interesting character things where like they give up, they like invite a demon to like share their mind in exchange for power. I love all that stuff. I see Iron Warriors as they're just like siege guys. So Havoc teams, big, heavy weapons, siege and stuff like that. It's not necessarily demon engines,
Oh, I see.
So
you think we're right on
Wordbearers.
Wordbearers, but maybe not.
Because I said infantry demons, demon focus.
but also demon engines too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But melee focused, and Iron Warriors are, I would say, leaning more towards shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I love these guys have Zealot. It's great.
Yeah.
So that's just where I differ. And I understand the demon thing is cool, but it's like at the end of the day, like they're different armies. So failing for, like, if they're gonna be different armies, then
Yeah, I get it.
Super Reed, it's not a hot take. That was one of the few things Zach said that's not a hot take.
What?
which thing?
The Lorgar thing.
Oh, Lorgar? Yeah, yeah. In Heresy, back in Heresy 1.0, everyone made fun of Lorgar at the time. I
Yeah,
don't
they
know
still
why.
do.
Pretty
They
easy
still
to
do.
make fun of him.
Thank you, Whiskey. And thank you, Danny Smith. Building some Legionnaires. Can a special weapon guy be the icon bearer, or can only a regular bolter guy?
Great question.
It's rare that
The
they
icon bearer?
specify that.
It's often, yeah.
So the
can a
icon
special
bearer
weapon have an
actually,
icon?
I think, can be anyone, which means you actually want it to be, it could be special or the leader.
Sergeant, yeah.
Yeah, one model can be equipped with a chaos icon, so you can put that wherever you want. The other one for me is the tome. Is a legionary, so it's not the champion. You can't put the tome on the champion.
Okay.
So you have to give it. He'll have to
Weird that
die
they
first.
specify.
That's cool. I like it. It's like a sidekick. Magic sidekick, buddy.
I do like that. I'll be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah. Yeah.
There
There you go.
Thank you, Chlorinator.
Nope.
Oh, no, sorry. We're going to come back to yours, Chlorinator. Thank you, Ethereum Bunker. New Venom Crawler, super fast. Can't wait to have them join my White Scars. I mean, Red Corsairs. Anyways, 7.
7. Thanks, Three Bunker, as always.
Venom Crawler looks like a unit that's just good. It's not great.
Yeah.
It's not
good.
bad. It's just like good. You're gonna take them or you're not.
Yep.
You're not gonna regret taking them. They're cheap.
They're cheap. What were they? We looked the other day.
It's like 100 or
105.
something like that.
Woo.
105.
And they do move 12. They get +1 to cast near them. They normalize
of
their
attacks.
profile.
Yeah.
They'd be great.
They're
I'm
kind
into
of
it.
they're
Yeah.
compelling.
Especially as Wordbearers. It's not that funny.
No, it's funny. It's good.
Yeah, 105.
Yeah.
We're super into it.
Yeah, they look good. Thank you, Chlorinator. Since Space Marines got super doctrines, do Chaos Space Marines legions have a favorite flavor of wonton?
Of wonton. They don't actually.
Oh,
I think that's fine. I think Super Doctrines, retrospectively, might have been a mistake.
It feels like they've been walking in the back and making them less impactful.
Yeah.
So
by super doctrines, you guys are talking about like any kind of you're using super doctrine in the way of like a rule that unfolds over the course of the game.
No, so Space Marine chapters all have a doctrine that's their favorite, and they get extra rules when they're in that doctrine.
Right. Okay. You guys aren't talking about the concept of like the unfolding rule.
no.
No.
Okay.
That's
okay.
just regular
No.
doctrines.
Well, but sometimes we use like transhuman.
No,
as,
because
like,
because they do have that thing you're saying, and that's just the
have
wanton
doctrines.
stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
We're talking about a specific one of these 3 specific things.
Yeah.
That's linked to this exact identical thing in the other Space Marine Codex.
Got it.
Getting extra bonuses.
What's the favorite?
they don't have them.
that, which is good. That's what we're talking about.
Did he
They
like?
don't have that.
Moving on.
Because
Okay.
You know what?
arguably it was a
Chlorinator?
mistake with Space Marines.
Chlorinator, look, I ruined your question.
And they never did it again. They never, since Space Marines 3.0, have done Super Doctrines.
Yeah, the Blood Angels didn't. They dropped them. Black Templars don't have them.
What?
Wolves.
Blood Angels have
Oh, they do.
+1 attack. And
Well-
Space Wolves have it. And Dark Angels don't have it.
And Templars don't have it.
And Templars don't have it. But Blood Angels and Space Wolves were sort of just continuations of a previous book.
Yeah. That's
And I don't.
fair.
Did Dark Angels or Templars have it? I guess Templars had the fist one just through inheritance.
No. No, Templars used to have the terrible one. It was auto wounding on 6s when you charge. Remember that?
Hey.
Yeah. But that's gone. So yeah, they don't have them. For better or worse. We'll let you decide. We'll let Zach decide.
They could go away and it would be fine.
Interesting. Thank you, Sloppy Kiss.
Oh.
Sloppy Kiss did not actually have a message
I just wanted their name
for
right.
us initially, but it was a super awesome donation.
It's a great name.
A great amount that we really appreciate. Helps a lot. And
Thank you.
As
If
a
you're
result,
still
people.
here,
What's that?
if you're still here,
If you're still here.
let us know.
And
If you wanna know anything.
people in chat did then suggest that they should give us a message, and they did. And I copied it on the notepad, but I forgot to bring it over here, Sloppy Kiss. But it's pretty much, it's easy. It's just a series of H, K's, M's, and J's smashed on the keyboard randomly. And
okay.
so that is what their message was.
Gotcha.
And I want to relay that to everybody, you guys especially, in chat.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Sloppy Kiss.
Thanks,
I
Sloppy Kiss.
think it's the noises of a sloppy kiss.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. And thank you, Brian D.
Hey,
with
up?
the advent of the new Chaos Codex, I was offered a couple Dreadclaw drop pods for a reasonable price. What would you put in them? Remember, flatulence is flammable, Adrian. Just set them on fire. It's a separate part.
Was there like a joke that I don't know about?
You were playing just Death Guard. They're like,
Oh, okay.
just like
The smelly boys.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You would fart and
you would light it on fire.
Okay. Sounds good. I was like, did we like do a fart thing during the stream? Anyways, Dreadclaws, I love them actually. I was just talking with these guys right after we turned off the cameras, which we need to stop doing because we actually talked about interesting stuff, I think. I'm really excited for my Emperor's Children, and I'm running a Dreadclaw in that list, putting Noise Marines in it. Dreadclaws, so Rhinos are very cheap. They're 80 points, but a Dreadclaw is like 110 maybe, 115. And they're the same toughness, they're fast, they have a good melee profile, it's like a 3 damage attack thing, but they can also drop down turn 1, just like a drop pod. So putting 10 Noise Marines in them is fantastic. Drop down, move them out, and Emperor's Children, one of their traits is ignore any and all modifiers when attacking. And so the heavy weapon, doesn't matter, just get out, shoot them. And you want to get close also because you get +1 damage when you're in half range.
what's the range?
24 and like 36 or 48.
Oh,
so you can get within half range with both. And that is amazing because that's, if you're doing just all Sonic Blasters, which you won't, that would be 32 damage shots. More than likely it's going to be, yeah, 24
that's
2 damage shots plus the Master Blasters, which are, it'll be 6 4 damage shots. Yeah, they're really good. They're really good.
Sounds good.
So I would put Noise Marines. You could put Havocs as well, or instead. But I don't like putting melee things that rely on the
That
9-inch
sounds like a balanced data slate coming down the road.
Well, how many points are they? I think is the big question.
They're decently expensive, yeah.
Okay.
They're
Like
decently
30
expensive.
points
And hey,
a
look, here's the thing. It's only AP1,
Oh, okay.
which means none. Again, in this day and era.
Yeah.
And against Death Guard, it's 1 damage.
Or you're picking up like Guardians and a Ranger Squad.
Yeah. So I think they're actually not unreasonable.
Let's let the Eldar be forgotten.
You just remove the Rangers when the Dread Claw shows up.
Yeah, it's 26. 21 base and then 5 for that. So
Oh, that's pretty cheap. I would
think
point
it's
that at
reasonable.
like 30.
30? I'd say maybe 28. Like a Vanguard vet. Think about a Vanguard vet.
Yeah, but Vanguard Vet has to make the charge. I think that's the big difference.
But they move and they do other things. These guys don't fight. They have no melee profile.
Yeah, Vanguard Vets have no shooting profile.
Wow. But melee is better than shooting.
Only if you make the charge.
But they move fast.
But
You usually deep strike. Or you
What?
often are in a situation where you want to deep strike.
Okay, not everyone does like 10 9-inch charges like you.
I think the
Or they shouldn't.
reliability of always knowing that you'll be in range when you come out of deep strike with Noise Marines is worth those 2 points.
it's
But
valuable.
you're also paying 115 points for the drop pod.
Yeah. Or you outflank them.
It just seems, I guess the reason I brought that up is it just seems like something they've kind of been trying to avoid.
What?
Like they've been like moving away from like weird, anytime something shows up, like a flyer, AdMech flyers, whatever it is, shows up as like an alpha strike thing in the game.
Right. They are
They've
trying to
been
get
going after it pretty quick.
Yeah. They don't like alpha strike.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
I'm not sure how they would fix it.
I think we'll wait and see. It's also tough because, again, they're Slanesh, so and they're with Emperor's Children, so you can pay a CP to auto advance 6 inches. You can move them 12. You can warp time them for another 12, and they can still shoot without penalty. So like they can be wherever they need to be, even if they're just walking. Which frankly I think is how you do it. You have one on the board, and then you have one in a drop pod. And the one that starts on the board, frankly, could get like the prayer that lets them reroll ones and ignore cover. Now we're,
That always feels a little bit better to get turn one when somebody has to come out of their deployment zone. Like you can kind of see where they're deployed and you can like do some things about it.
Yeah.
Whereas the drop pod often is just like, cool, lost my stuff turn one, which I guess is what they're.
It's all terrain dependent.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
have the opposite inclination.
you can screen them out.
You can screen out drop pod, and there's there are things out there that shoot when you come down, right? There's Allspec scanners,
True.
things like that.
It's just always felt more fair to me that like you can deep strike because pretty much everybody has a way to deep strike. But when you get turn 1 charged by an army that started in their deployment zone, like Raven Guard or when Yunari were busted or when Kraftwerks were busted, it was just or when Drukhari were busted. It's just like this doesn't feel right. Why are you charging me from your deployment zone turn 1? I don't think that's fair.
That's fair.
Whereas the deep strike, it's like, yeah, you had to make the 9s, fine. Everybody can make 9s.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tech Goblin. Thanks for the love you put on yesterday's Sigmar report.
Thank you.
Despite the onslaught of new books, this week I played my first events, AOS and Kill Team.
Oh.
Both went great. Now that Kill Team has 9 proper teams, I recommend it.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I was seeing...
It's fleshed out now more.
It's funny because what I've been hearing is that index kill teams are just not remotely competitive, which makes sense because you get so many more rules. But what I heard was they've put out 4 White Dwarf kill team like books essentially in 2 years, and that like that's an incredibly slow pace.
Yeah.
And at that pace, it'll be like a decade before all the factions are done. So it's like it's in a weird place.
Yeah.
Where like they're writing very good rules, just incredibly slowly.
Is it just because he said there's like 8 or 9?
Well, they're orcs,
12.
Krieg. No, there can't be 12.
He says 12 proper teams.
Well, isn't it every time they do these box sets? There's
Yeah,
2
the
more.
box sets have 2 each. So orcs and Krieg,
They've done like
and then sisters and
Tau.
Tau,
and Chaos Space Marines
CSM
and Corsairs.
Corsairs, and then the 4 new ones makes 10. The 4 white.
No,
dwarfs
there's
makes
one
10.
more box set. I
So
can't
then they're
remember.
at 12.
Yeah. So
So
it's
12 in 2 years is not a bad pace.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, we have not played a lot of Kill Team. I haven't really played any.
We've been playing some Kill Team.
You guys have played some.
We're kind of getting into it, honestly. It's been fun.
It's a cool game.
So we appreciate the support, and it's been a fun if busy week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Xenodrake. So happy to see all the Black Legion chaos on the table.
Yes.
Tabletop Titans, chaos forever. Let the galaxy burn.
Yes.
Thank you, Xenodrake. He says, also, what's up, guys? How's your personal hobby coming?
Ooh. It's been this, really, and the Emperor's Children. Well, Thousand Suns. You actually know mine. And then now I'm starting to work on some Skaven stuff. What about you guys?
I don't know. What does that mean anymore? What does it mean, personal hobby, right there?
Yeah.
Well, I've been building Horse Heresy models. So I'm halfway through Kratos. Got a little Rhino. I have to half build a bunch of infantry. That's where I'm at.
Sounds great. I'm excited for those. That'll be awesome.
I have
Curtis.
something in the works currently that will show soon. But I did just order every single endless spell from Sigmar,
Nice.
Whoa.
Nice.
Jack.
which is going to be
I
fun.
love endless spells.
Over the course, just like they're kind of a fun
You gonna
thing.
get the Maw tribes and the spells?
They have them? No, I ordered all the generic ones. I didn't order any.
Generic ones.
Not all of them.
Yeah, I didn't order those. I figured they're like good for hobby times when Kat like wants to do something, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Just
Yeah.
grab an endless spell. Just
Totally.
Yeah.
Thanks to Drake as always.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you to Chris, DV. Harkin doesn't run away. He utilizes a strategic maneuver to move forward and claim the next world.
Looks like you guys got this world. I'm gonna go move on to the next
yeah,
world. My ship's back there.
Gotta
Sorry,
go plant this spear in the ground over there. So it's kind of a thing that I do.
He just turns around and whips his spear, and he's
Yeah.
like, "I'm just gonna go get that."
I love it. Well, Karkin had a rough day today, but he's genuinely great, actually.
He seems good.
He's
he has a
good.
lot of attacks at 2 damage. That just happens to not be great against Death Guard.
Honestly, the Death Guard, watch out.
Thank
It's real good.
Thank you, Gary. Thoughts on this new cast Space Marine list for Alpha Legion?
Okay.
Abaddon, Slanesh, the Slanesh MOP, Possession, Master Possession.
Yeah. Malefic Lord.
Cypher, 10 Cultists, 2x10 Zinch Marines, 5 Warp Talons, 1 group of 10 Slanesh Terminators, 3 Obliterators, 2 groups of 5 Laz Havocs.
2 groups of 5 Laz Havocs.
Whoa.
And I'm curious what mark you would do for the Laz Havocs. I kind of like Slanesh Laz Havocs if you don't have Melta on the Terminators, because you have that same strat. If one shot gets through, it's going to be a 6 damage. So that's pretty cute. Or you make them Zinch and they get extra AP, which is also really good.
Curious about Cypher and a Blitz. Those were the two things that stuck out to me as like, I have no idea how to evaluate those.
So a Blitz are traditionally an Alpha Legion thing that's good for Alpha Legion. I think they're not terrible for it, but I don't think that they're great just in general. I think if you're going to take them, you take them with Alpha Legion, maybe Iron Warriors. But the new profile, not crazy about it. We were talking about this the other day. You have 3 profiles, and they are all highly variable. Like one of them is a 4 damage shot.
Oh.
But it's D3 shots.
Oh.
And you're like, well, a 1 Blastmaster is by default 3 shots at 3 damage. So that's already better.
Right. It's a cheaper model.
Yeah, it's 3 plus D3 shots at 2 damage, which is probably the best one. And then it's 9 plus D6 shots.
Whoa.
Strength 5, AP 1 for 1. So to me, each of these misses the mark by like 1 profile, like 1 number.
No, I think the 1 damage one is the best.
Yeah. I just don't love AP 1 right now. Strength 5.
It's just a ton of shots.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right.
How many shots was it?
9 plus D6.
Per model.
Per guy, yeah.
It's just a lot. It's just a lot of shots.
Yeah.
They're not very good. Strength 5, I think, is what pushes over the edge for me and being like, okay, that's fine. If it was Strength 4, I think it would be bad.
Yeah.
Strength 5, pretty good.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. And
Cypher, what's going on with
yeah,
Cypher?
let's look at Cypher. Cypher? You have Abaddon and Cypher. There's some good Alpha Legion stuff in there. You want to make sure, like, there's warrior traits you want. Cypher. Yep. So he has a bolt pistol and a plasma pistol. And his Cypher's bolt pistol, 6 shots, strength 4, AP 1 for 1. 18-inch range. That's good.
Oh.
Plasma pistol, only 12-inch range. I don't know why they would do that.
What's plasma pistol?
But it's not. It's a 3-shot plasma pistol, strength 8, AP 3 for 2 damage. So why not make
Always
it
overcharge?
But
With
yeah.
3 shots, that's cool.
He's got a 4+ invuln. He's got mysterious protection. 4+ invuln, hit transhuman. Once per battle at the end of any shooting or fight phase, you can pick him up and put him in reserve.
Whoa.
Oh, I just got on board.
He can shoot and fall. He can fall back and shoot or advance and shoot.
Yeah, I like this guy. How many? I bet he's like 100 points.
Oh, hold on. And then each time your opponent would use any rule that it will allow them to generate command points or have a command point refunded, excluding the Battleforge CP. On a 4+, they don't. So
Whoa.
Wait, what's the range on that? Just like
Cypher's
that just
dope.
happens?
it's just infinite. Yeah.
If he's in the
Unless
game.
he's off the board, which unfortunately he'll be spending a lot of
Yeah.
time.
It's only on regen stuff though. So
And generation, right?
no, excluding that.
No, not excluding Battleforge, but like the Tau Litany to gain a command point.
Sure. Yeah.
Which I think there's a lot of now.
Okay.
Look, I'm sold.
You're into it?
I
You
think
want to know his
Cypher's
points?
cool.
Is that what you're like?
I'm into that too.
I
Is
think he's
that a
like
model?
100. Look, if he's 130
There's a model
points,
for that, right?
Yeah, there's a new model.
It's like someone new. I mean, sorry, I knew there's a model, but what I meant is because people used to just always convert that.
Well, there was a metal model, which I think I have.
130
okay.
is the most I would pay for that. 100, I would be happy.
Do we have this model?
I don't know if we have the new one. Oh, he's 90.
I'm in.
I'm buying them right
I'm
now.
in.
I'm gonna buy them right
I'm sold.
now. I'm gonna. Okay. Yeah, he sounds fun.
That's amazing.
That's quite good.
That's hilarious.
So wait, okay, I'll ask later.
Yeah, now he has all these questions.
Yeah.
He's not an Alpha Legion guy, to be clear.
Right, you're right. That's what I was gonna ask. So
He's
that,
not.
I knew that, but I didn't know like how that worked.
He has Agent of Chaos, so you can include him for free.
Okay.
And this is actually a nice thing. He doesn't. If you have a Chaos Lord, he doesn't take up a slot in HQ.
Oh, that's really
So
good.
that's one of the problems we were talking about earlier.
Oh,
So I think he's cute. I think he's very cute. He has literally no melee profile, but
that's okay. You know, don't need it.
just have pistols.
Neither does a Tau stealth suit.
He's literally buying it right now.
No. Double click. Just get my wallet. No. Okay. Back to the chats.
Yeah.
Thank you, the Claven. Overall, happy about Death Guard, but I hope they revisit contagions in 10 to make them more relevant. Maybe put them on all characters or PM themselves.
I think there should be a spell to send out your contagion. There's a strat. Flash Outbreak. It's 2 command points. If it was 1, it would be okay. Or if there was a spell to do it, it would be okay. But as it stands, you're right. Contagions are of minimal relevance unless you're running Mortarion. I agree. It's one of the more flavorful parts where most of them were cute, not crazy. They were just a little bit cautious with them.
Yeah.
They didn't give them out enough.
Ahead of their time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too cautious, and it's unfortunate they bound them to the Warlord. It's a cool concept, but when everyone else can just do their stuff. Yeah. So we feel you.
Thank you, Peter. Saw the Alpha Legion rules reviews. Almost all downgrades to the previous strats, relics, traits. Some side grades. What happened during testing?
What happened during testing?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, though. You can't take it in a vacuum. The rest of the book got way better. So you just can't compare it. It's like comparing an old book. You just can't, frankly.
Right. By rest of the book, you don't just mean the other legions. You mean the things that are going to be Alpha Legion.
The literal
units,
units,
the data sheets,
the spell stuff, the generic stratagems.
Alpha Legion
are very
can
strong.
now have every unit be a psyker.
Yeah,
Didn't used to be able to do that.
Yeah,
right? So of course these things are going to have.
You just can't. I think Alpha Legion is great. Fall back in charge and fall back and do actions, and they have just amazing utility. I don't think they're bad at all.
Most faction rules are multipliers on the value of the datasheet, and the values of the datasheets go up significantly, as they did here.
Yeah.
Some of those force multipliers are going to have to be pulled back to make them reasonable.
Like, look at this one.
It's just how it works.
Pick a core unit within 6. They can shoot and perform actions. They gain OPSEC. If they already had OPSEC, they're double OPSEC.
That does a lot of things for one.
It's so good. So, yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I think they're going to be great.
Yeah, I'm excited. Their relics are less than inspiring, but oh well. There's good generic ones. So, yeah.
Thank you, digital designer. Evening Titans, can't believe it's 2072. I'm working on my Nephilim Grey Knights list and considering this.
Okay.
Grandmaster Dread Knight with 3++. Nuking Librarian, the one that has all the mortal wounds, right? Tech Marine, 4 groups of strikes, 5 strikes. 2 groups of 5 interceptors. 3 Dread Knights, Storm Raven with multi-melta and plasma. Thoughts?
Whoa, you wilding with that Storm Raven.
You just came out of left field. Like, the list was very normal, and then you were like, and a Storm Raven.
Right?
For whatever reason, I love the way that flyer looks when it's painting the Dread Knight look. Like, I don't know
Grey
why.
Knight? When it painted like a Grey Knight?
Yeah, I think the flyer is like designed to be painted to look like a Dread Knight. I don't know. It's
Why
just
does he
like,
keep saying Dread Knight?
Dread Knight. Dread Knight.
The flyer like a Dread Knight.
Dread Knight. No,
The
Grey
Dread
Knight.
Knight's-
Grey Knight.
I think,
Okay.
I like the Grey Knight colors on the flyer.
to me, Blood
Yeah,
Angel
yeah.
Red looks really good on the flyer.
I think it looks good in Fist Yellow, but that's just me.
No, get out of here.
I have one, actually.
Nobody wants to see a yellow plane.
Everyone, do you guys want to see a yellow plane? I'm gonna bring it now next time, just because of that comment. Hurtful. I'm gonna write it in my book of grudges. I do like it in Dread Knight colors too, though. So
Yeah.
let's talk about secondaries real quick. Like, what are they? So when we first got this book, I went straight to Purifying Ritual, and I said, please, did they make this worse? And they didn't, unfortunately.
But they made all the other ones like it better, so...
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Purge the enemy. Destroy the demon. Sounds not promising. Each enemy unit destroyed by Grey Knight's unit from your army during the following battle as follows. Demon Primarchs, worth 5 points. Demon Monsters, worth 3 points. Demon Vehicles, worth 3 points. Any other demon unit, 1 point. All right, GW. And then another one, No Mercy, No Respite, Teleport Assault. At the end of the battle round, score 4 points if one or more enemy units were destroyed by a Grey Knight's model that was set up on the battlefield using the Teleport Strike, the Teleport Stratagem, or the Gate of Infinity Psychic Power. It's decent. I like that they started putting this, they did the same thing for the Blood Angels, where they said, that was more permissive, but it's like, not only did you come in from the normal Deep Strike, if you have something that lets you re-Deep Strike or whatever, that counts. Otherwise, it's like, you have literally 3 turns to score it. So, anyways, this doesn't really answer any questions about your list. I was wondering if it would, right?
I just don't... The plane, it really threw me for a loop.
I don't get it.
Like, what if instead of the plane, you said more Grey Knights? Maybe some Terminators?
Like, it's cool.
How do you feel about Terminators?
I like Terminators.
I like Terminators.
You'll get cover, and if you're in shadows.
Vehicles get Tide of Shadows?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But they don't get the second part, which you don't need.
You don't get the -1.
The second part is if you're already in cover, you get -1. But it's a flyer, so it's already -1.
Right. So you'll be a 1-up save. And it has like 18 wounds or something.
Yeah.
I think it is T8. It's Flying Land Raider.
Is it T8?
Yeah, it's Flying Land Raider.
I have like a vague recollection of that from the beginning of the edition.
But it doesn't have 2-up armor, so it's not really a Flying Land Raider.
It has 1-up armor.
He says it's there for access to the Strength 8 shooting.
Right.
Because it has Meltas and
Yeah, that's fair. It solves a problem that you're worried about.
Look, I need to see it.
Yeah,
That's all I can say.
yeah.
Is I need to
That's
see
fair.
it perform on the table. I need to feel it in my bones.
Yeah, I agree.
But
We'll make John paint a Dread Knight color one.
my instinct is that Terminators will serve you better.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. It's T7.
I mean, John would probably say just take more interceptors.
Yeah.
No, John was on a Terminator kick for a while. He liked when Armor Contempt came out. He was like,
Any of these things, John would say probably.
Yeah. I'm super into those Terminators.
Thank you, Michael Cody. I've been in and out today, so why is the pool ball out on the table? Temple of Doom strat. Either way, its name should be Little Smitey.
Temple of Doom strat. Little Smitey. Like, the game did not go well for me, so I had to bring out some leverage just to remind Bridger what could happen.
there was a point in the game where Zach wanted to talk about Titan's Terrain. I excitedly grabbed the box and knocked the pool ball off the table.
Yeah.
Adrian tried to put the pool ball back on the table, and we watched it slowly roll into his hand while making monkey noises.
It was peak content. I don't know.
It was all off camera.
Sorry, Michael Cody. We should have got that on camera.
We should have. I don't know. I don't know if you guys can see it often, but we actually always have the pool ball right on.
Yeah, you should be able to see it from the 3/4.
Yeah. We always keep you close at heart and close at hand,
Just in case.
just in case.
Just in case we need to break that window.
Just gotta be ready.
Thank you again, the Chris TV. Do Emperor's children still get to take Noise Marines as troops?
They do. It's awesome.
Good.
It's a big deal because then they become OBSEC. It's fantastic. No, I'm really into Emperor's Children, honestly. They're really good. They're really, really good.
Do Night Lords still get to take Raptors as troops?
They never could.
Do they now?
They can't.
No, they do not. Do Raptors have core?
Raptors do have core, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the.
Which is good news, Chris, if you like those. If you're an Emperor's Children person.
I have so many warp talents.
Or are they Raptors? We'll never know.
Well, now I don't know. Maybe I can pop those arms off.
Thank you, Rogue Squadron trainee. The showing across many channels for Chaos Space Marines hasn't been too hot today. It sickens me down in the area of me that can get sickened, the Tumicological region. I am sick. Dastardly Chaos God, James W. Tricked us?
That's amazing.
There's a lot to process in that super chat. No, look, the book is complicated. There's a lot of units. There's a lot of factions. There's a lot of warlord traits and relics and stratagems because they're all split across the different chapters. It's going to take people a while to figure out.
Well, I'll be honest too. Like, I can't speak to other channels, but you guys know we don't try to make like the nastiest meta tournament list on day one. It's more like what's cool or iconic or kind of a sampler, you know. So I didn't think this was a bad list,
Right.
but it certainly isn't like what I think the ideal perfect list would look like. It's like, look at these Chaos Space Marines, Legionnaires, I guess. They're actually playable now. It's exciting. We've got Terminators, like unironically, you know. So at least for us, that's a thing. Other channels, then the rest of this also still certainly applies. They got to figure it out. And don't forget, the entire game just got flipped on its head.
Yeah.
I played a practice game for this a week ago. And let me tell you, it was against Death Guard, and this was a very different game. So, yeah.
A lot has changed in the past week.
Yeah.
Everything.
In the last days.
Everything has changed.
Thank you, Megan. This is our Megan, my Megan. Putting in a vote for Slanesh to appear on stream because, I want to see the costumes.
Slanesh!
No, we're not.
Yeah, well, we
Meg,
do.
I know what you're thinking.
Listen, Adrian and Mel and you, frankly, you're part of this, have done this thing where you refuse to not dress up for Sigmar games. Heated Nights will come out.
You said that in a really weird way. Refuse to not dress up?
Yes, you refuse to not dress up.
I've never been asked to not dress. In order to refuse, somebody has to offer you something. And I've never been.
What you're offered
dress up.
is a Sigmar game. What you do every time is dress up.
What?
What this means is that she's right. When Heated Nights of Slanesh come out,
Yeah.
there's going to have to be costumes.
Yeah.
You guys have set that precedent.
There will be nipple tassels for sure.
So what kind of costumes are we going to get?
It won't be me, so I don't have to worry about it.
It's gonna be me. I already have the stuff.
He's not shying away from it.
Oh,
I'm not
You
shying
might
away
be
from
playing
it.
against him. You might be producing. There's a really high likelihood you're there.
Look, maybe I'll be playing new Ogor Maw Tribes whenever that comes out.
Oh, you'll be in
And I'll
costume
get
too.
to wear the gross flesh shirt, and then we can be gross together.
Yeah, it'll be great. No, you can't wear the same shirt again. You have to
How
get a
about
different
like a really
gross
yucky
flesh
fat
shirt.
suit, like a really gross fat suit. When you're an ogre.
And then put the shirt over it?
No,
you won't
It
need
has to
the
be a
shirt.
different shirt.
The fat suit will look gross.
No, just get one of those inflatable sumo shirts. And then you won't be able to even reach the table and be like, it'll be great.
Adrian will definitely push you down. It's going to be too difficult to resist.
It was very difficult, even just with the helmet, to play an event because
Yeah.
the helmet just tries to fall off every
Right.
time you look down.
Well, you had helmet, beard, and mask too.
Yeah.
So you looked terrifying.
I was a monster.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Meg, as always.
Thank you.
For
And,
reminding us.
Yeah, we'll see. These guys have.
We refuse.
We
gonna be
refuse
Hey,
to not wear costumes.
you want to play Sigmar stream? I refuse,
I refuse.
to not wear a costume.
But I refuse not anything you said. I refuse to not wear a costume.
I don't understand. This is.
You were totally out of line.
Zach, would you like some ice cream? I refuse to use a spoon.
Yeah,
What I asked, but okay.
exactly.
Okay. That's all right.
Psycho.
All right. Okay. Well, chat's gonna back me on that one. Okay. Thank you, Broken Chef. Not supposed to be here today, but flight got canceled. Wanted to ask yesterday if Adrian found Skaven list building to be difficult to fit everything in. John is a fiend.
Yeah.
He's a fan.
Cheers. Appreciate it. John is a fiend, a storm fiend. Yes. So yesterday it was relatively easy just because we kind of just played with Bryce's collection, minus a few things, but it was kind of like, this is the thing, and similar idea of show a sampler platter, so that was easy. Although apparently during the game I was like, oh yeah, what I need to have is a Clan Skyer character in this army, and we didn't have one, and apparently Bryce was like,
Bryce's message me like, "Oh, this guy was still in my case."
no! But yeah, it's hard because the book wants you to have a lot of characters. And even the Goonhammer arc was yeah, you just take lots of characters. And it's but then you don't have points for other things.
Right. So
It doesn't add up.
But every Sigmar list, Broken Chef does this, right? The characters buff units so nicely in Sigmar. And the game works in this way where you're kind of marching up and getting these little groups, but sticking in clusters. And it's always do you have one too many characters? Because a lot of characters cost about the same as your unit of troops, or reinforcing an additional unit. So that is the balance. That's always the balance. Is do I buff more boys or toys? Is what
It's
it is.
so and but the that is a phrase.
That's a phrase.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, it's great.
It's it comes from orcs, and it's right, I don't know, probably second edition, I'm guessing, but
Sure, yeah.
I heard in 5th edition they
It's
were always
a
talking
Slanesh
about
thing.
do I just take more orcs
Yeah.
or do I take shooty?
Upgrades.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the gold standard for everything. Or that's the way I look at any purchase I have to make that's not Warhammer. It's well, this is how many Warhammer kits is this? You know?
Not the direction I thought you were going.
It's
I won't ask. Anyways, but the Skaven book triples down on this, right? Because for example, the way it works with battle line first is it says, okay, for each of the heroes from a certain clan you get 2. You can have up to 2 units be made battle line from that. Cool. Additionally, there's like the different battle traits. There's separate ones for each clan. And they all are two-parter. There's one that says if you have often one character of that type, sometimes none. And the second part is like if you have 3 or more characters of this type.
Whoa.
And then the grand strategy, there's 5 grand strategies. They're all identical. It's just pick the clan, and you need to have 3 of a type of one of those characters alive at the end of the game.
No.
3.
That's
Which means you're taking 5 or 6.
No, because so the reason they will is because characters, they're little characters. You get them in combat, they can, instead of fighting, they can scurry
Run away.
away.
I still doubt. Like they'll scurry away. The clan rats that are sitting around them will evaporate, and then they're just like sitting there.
Yeah, or someone's just gonna shoot them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah?
Yeah. You're like, but I'm
Look,
minus
I'm
1 to
not sold.
hit, and you're like that ever stopped anyone? Come on.
Cool, I'm gonna
You know?
roll. I'm gonna get like 9 6s right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So lots to be figured out. Broken Chef. I'm excited, but it is a very strange book in that regard. So.
Thank you, Jason B. Thank
What
you
up?
for all you do for the community.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. With the new CP restrictions, is anything from Imperial Armor worth taking?
Less than before.
Well, not everything in Forge World costs command points.
That's true.
But the things that are in Forge World that cost command points, you really gotta think about it now.
Yeah. We don't like Contemptors.
And there
very
already
much.
wasn't a lot going on anyway other than Contemptors.
Yeah, just
Well, I think the
Contemptors.
Dreadclaw, or sorry, the drill, the Siege Drill,
And Dreadclaw.
and Dreadclaw are both Forge World things that are gonna see play now.
That do those things. Okay,
They don't cost command points.
they don't cost command. Yeah, I'm trying to
But
think.
most Forge World doesn't cost command points.
Tetris.
There's only a couple of things that do.
Tetras. I like Tetras.
Tetris are good.
I'm curious to see if things like Decimators get the Demonkin keyword, because they like famously weren't core, but core didn't exist. So like Abaddon with Decimators was pretty scary. I know my dad was working on a list for that, and now it's like, oh, he can't give them rerolls. But if they get the Demonkin keyword, then all that stuff can work on them. So I'm curious. But there's not a ton of Forge Worlds.
Oh, Graham. Graham is in chat.
What's up, Graham?
Graham is another one of these Gauss Pylon guys. You're anti-Gauss Pylon. You're pro Gauss Pylon.
What? No.
No.
Do I have the other way around?
Heavily anti-Gauss Pylon.
Other way around?
No, I'm anti-Gauss Pylon.
Oh, okay.
Look,
Somebody here, one of you guys is
No.
pro Gauss Pylon.
at
At one point.
I
Listen, by
I
one
wanna-
point
I wanna
mean
get one.
By one point I mean Thursday.
when I was
I can go back and watch the game.
when
You
I
should.
realized that you could veil it. When I realized you could veil it, I thought, oh, there's a world in which this is something more than terrible.
Yeah.
And then reality kicked in, and I was like, no, you're right. It's always terrible.
Yeah. That's
And
the
I went
thing.
back to hating it.
That's the thing.
I might have a bit of a vendetta, a grudge against Gauss Pylons. There's a local Necron player who all of 8th edition played Pylon.
Pylon
And
meta.
It was just annoying.
Gotta love that Pylon
Pylon.
meta.
It was just delete a unit a turn. It's annoying.
Jeez. I can't think of. Like Leviathans have a place.
Do you remember macro guns?
Yeah.
It was macro.
Macro.
If you were Titanic, it did double damage.
Was that 8th edition or 7th edition?
It was
And
8th.
It was both, right?
Okay.
I
Macro was in
don't
7th.
know. Maybe. I don't know.
Because it was a weird holdover keyword from 7th.
Yeah, it might have
Okay.
been actually.
Oh, and then they like remade rules up for it in 8th.
Yeah, they didn't like have macro, but they had macro. Yeah. I remember they were great in 7th edition.
I've like not even looked to see how like the Tiger Shark with the 2 railguns is.
Just don't.
Don't.
I'm guessing it like picks something up but then dies and it's a lot of
I
points.
don't
Does it
think
pick something up?
I don't think it consistently picks things up.
No. Well, because so they've Tau players will know that they've kind of like gone back and forth between deciding if that thing hits on like 4s, go to 5s,
Yeah.
or
Right.
like 2s, go to 3s, or sometimes 2s ignore modifiers.
Right.
So sometimes it's been like you have 2 shots, they hit on 2s, they're gonna wound on 2s, they're like AP5.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you, Mortifactos Miko.
What's up, dude?
Hey all,
Hey,
thoughts
Miko.
on Harlequins after the recent changes?
Yeah.
Is light still the go-to? Adrian, has your list changed at all, or your approach? All the best.
Thanks so much. So I knew some of this stuff was coming, so I kind of had it in mind. What I didn't know was the balance data slate. You just don't know. So that will that change my list? Let's see. The list I took to the tournament was definitely designed thinking about Nephilim. Single battalion, not too CP heavy, no Void Weavers at all. So that, in that perspective, it still holds. I do think light is still the way. Dark got just absolutely destroyed. Instead of fighting on death, after you die, you roll a dice. On a 4+, you do 1 mortal wound to a maximum of 6. It's way worse.
Maximum, like per phase? Per activation? Like per
phase. There's not that many Harlequins that are dying.
Okay, but like if you had like 2 units and that was happening?
Oh yeah, no, each unit, the enemy
unit.
can only take 6. But it's nothing compared to fighting on death with 4 2 damage attacks each.
Yeah. I like it actually.
Immortals?
Well, in comparison to what you're talking about, I get it.
Yeah.
It's a downgrade, but it's kind of a cool rule.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, though.
Do you know what Creations of Isle do here? They fight on death.
All of
Yeah,
them?
but they're Chaos Space Marines.
So
They're not.
here's my problem. I think Dark could potentially break the game. It can break the game, but it was not the thing that was winning all the tournaments. It was light, and I think it's still going to be light. Light did get hit, but look, at the end of the day, advancing and shooting all the pistols while you're in a boat, running away 6 inches when you get charged, that's just so powerful, and that is what's actively winning events. And I don't think Dark there wasn't the data behind it, frankly. But so I think Harlequins are in a good spot still. They're just that strong of a faction. I think if they hadn't done at least this level of nerfs, I think Harlequins would just be hands down the best army in the game, and there'd just be like no hope. Yeah. So it's actually good that they did this. And as for my list, it's going to stay pretty similar to what it is. I might put another Death Jester in there. And I'm debating the bikes, the Haywire bikes. I go back and forth on them like hourly.
I'll bet Harlequins are pretty good against Death Guard.
Yes, they are. Well, yes and no. My build is good against them. Remember, all of their melee is 2 damage. So that's typically not. But lots of fusions, lots of mortal wounds, that's good against Death Guard. The Haywire bikes, that's good against Death Guard vehicles.
They're also just mobile. They choose the engagements. Death Guard, they really struggle against mobile enemies.
Yeah, exactly.
And like if I can't get a charge off, because 1 charge guaranteed fails every turn, you move 6.
Yep.
And then the others are probably 9s at best. Like,
right?
That's a rough game for Death Guard.
You just run away, and you do, like, you engage on fronts, you do the Harlequin secondary, and you do War Patrol. So you're basically maxing out on your stuff without the Death Guard player getting to play.
Right.
So I agree. Should have done that today. Oh, man. We should just no CSM.
Thank you again, Mortifactus Mikos. How do you feel about generic Space Marines? I feel like they could have gotten more love. Inceptors, Hellblasters, Aggressors, Outriders, Storm Speeders, etc.
Yeah, it's probably, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're on the best spot, but
they've been worse.
They're doing okay. Yeah, they've been a lot worse before. I don't know. Like, not every Space Marine unit can be good at all times. Hellblasters haven't been good in a long time, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Hellblasters had their moment. They did have their moment in the sun.
Briefly in
8th ed.
Briefly.
Until people took like 20 Raptor Hellblasters and just cleared their opponent's army turn 1. Remember people used to do that? Raptors. Remember Raptors could like deep strike.
You're talking about Lyasistan. Raptors could, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I was caught on
Raptors, like dinosaurs.
The Raptor, the CSM unit, Raptors. I was like, Raptor Hellblasters.
Yeah.
What?
Sounds amazing.
Sounds great.
What?
Are they core?
You know what I will say though? Raptors, I know we're getting off topic, can take 2 melta guns per squad.
I'm sorry. Are we talking about Raptors, the dinosaur?
Yes. Oh man. No, but yeah, no. I'm sorry. I'm getting off topic.
Not all Space Marine units can be good at all times. There are good Space Marine units
like
right
that.
now. The units that you named could use some help, sure, but there's a lot of units, dude.
Yeah. They could use more, but yeah.
Thank you, African Mangoes 49. I'm looking into making stencils for adding jersey numbers. I know Adrian has said he's made stencils before. Tips on how to best make and apply them.
Totally. So yes. So I have a cricket. I think if I did it again, I would do their competitor nowadays because they've done a lot of shady stuff. They tried to switch it to purely subscription, like you literally couldn't use your machine. they got such a backlash that they backed out of that, but it's not fully. So I would go, Silhouette is the competitor, so I would get a Silhouette now, like if I got a new one. And then for jerseys, I haven't done it before, but you can get iron-on, press-on, what is it called?
Like decals?
So there's like the iron-on stuff, which kind of sits on the top. It's not quite like this. It's like a cheaper version of this.
Sorry, hold on. An African Mangoes, if you're around, specify. I'm not sure that they're trying to make...
It's for models. Stencils for models.
But they said jerseys.
Like Blood Bowl players.
Adding jersey numbers.
Oh, okay.
But we don't exactly know.
Sorry, I
bet it's
assumed you were
bubble.
talking about like team shirts, and I knew stencils. So
If
you need to know how to make team shirts,
it could be. It seems like
yeah. Sorry,
It seems like
good to stop me.
I like the idea that African Mangoes was like, I don't know who to ask, but they got a tip that like maybe if I go ask this guy, I don't even know what Warhammer is. I'm like, they have like a little baseball.
It's a Warhammer team.
They have like
Okay?
a little baseball league team, yeah, or something. And they're just like, hey, I don't know. I just like, do you guys know what this is?
Rather than Googling it, I'm going to pay this random channel some money and ask them a question.
Oh man,
Doesn't want to give us information to Google.
that was good.
Yes, I
good.
think it's jerseys for Blood Bowl.
Yeah, okay. So for Blood Bowl, very different. Like, don't get the iron-on.
Don't iron on.
You might melt your models. I just get sticker paper. I try to get it not to be too strong of a sticker paper because you don't want to peel the paint. Do make sure that your paint is dried and cured and all that stuff on the base layers. And yeah, Cricut has software that will kind of, you can line it up and stuff. And yeah, you can do the design of it in there, or you can use a different program like Figma or Illustrator. And yeah, it's just sticker stuff. So just apply it like that. Be very careful. You can use tweezers to remove it. And again, just make sure the paint is cured both when applying it on and off. So.
But people in chat are saying, and Mel included, are saying like, numbers honestly might be better transfers.
Yeah.
And that's sort of like if it is
Yeah.
Blood Bowl and you're going for that kind of like classic
Yeah.
gridiron style text, then you can even find numbers transfers even in that.
Yep.
Even in that
And
already.
if you want custom ones, you can make them, but that would just be printing a special ink on a special paper, and you can just buy those. You can
Can we
buy
play
those.
Blood Bowl? I really want to play Blood Bowl.
Okay.
I've had this team sitting here taunting me.
I've been waiting for the digital game, and they won't release it.
Dude, it's never going to come out.
It's
I
never
signed
gonna
up
come
for the
out.
beta because they like opened the beta larger, and I didn't get in.
Like recently? Ugh.
Oh, this is for adding jersey numbers to models. I am trying to add Star Wars Legion Republic Army after the Penn State Nittany Lions. Oh, cool. So
That's funny. I like it.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah. So you can try the stencils I mentioned, or also the transfers using that. So best of luck. Let us know how. Actually, post up in the Discord when you're done. We'd
Yeah,
love to
that's
see it.
gonna look cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carlos L. Do special characters pay for warlord traits and relics? Thought they were built into their respective point cost.
No, they actually do pay for them. Well, they don't have relics.
They have quasi relics that are not really relics.
They're not relics.
They have like things on their data sheet that have names and they're items, they're objects that these people wield.
Correct.
But they're not relics.
But for rules purposes, they're not relics. But the warlord
Yes.
traits are.
They are, and you do have to pay for them. The way it works in the current edition is really all it is you can buy a warlord trait for this character, but there's a list that says when you give them the warlord trait, it has to be this one. So, but one of the reasons we say to take named characters is there are other abilities that might be like a warlord trait or like a relic. Like you're still not paying for the like relic basically, even though it's not officially a relic.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be making a hot take saying that it's an odd rule, especially from a narrative perspective. Like Shadow Sun should always have Ghost Who Walks Among Us. Like if you're saying that she has that sometimes.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
It's a little
I
odd.
agree.
When it's even weirder now that you can take a warlord, not give them a warlord trait, and just give some other random person a warlord trait. And it's like, but my warlord doesn't have a warlord trait. And this person who is not my warlord does have a warlord trait.
Right? That's just a regular trait.
It's just weird.
It's
just a trait.
Non-warlord trait.
Yeah.
Non-warlord warlord trait.
What's up with that?
Thank you, Jordan. How do you feel about Custodes now?
Next question. No, it's not good. Nothing got better. Things only got worse, and they weren't good before. As you'll notice, I haven't played them in quite some time. They'll come back around. I'm sure it'll happen, but they're in a very tough spot. They lost to the last. Their secondary, their custom secondaries did get slightly better, but their ability to just play the game didn't get better. I feel like what happened to Custodes is what we just saw happen to Craft Worlds, where they were functional competitively through a skew build that attacked you on one axis, and they attacked you on that axis being so good at it, they would just outmuscle you and you couldn't play the game, and they didn't really have any other strategies, right? Craft Worlds and Custodes both were just trying to oppressively shoot you and not die, and neither of them can really do that anymore, and I think both of them are going to struggle to just play the game.
They flew too close to the sun.
Yeah.
Sucks. Hopefully in a few months we see a rebalancing.
Hopefully. We'll see.
Just give them my OPSEC everywhere again.
Why did they take away ops? Like, why?
I checked. That was one of the things in the balance test. I was like, did they undo it? No. Okay.
Thank you, damn it. Show me that yellow plane, Adrian.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Gash. Honestly, all of this hate from Bridger just makes me want them even more.
It feeds you. Yes.
Look, whatever suits your fancy.
Exactly.
I still say Dread Knight colors.
Dread Knight colors.
Thank you, Terrence.
What does that mean?
When do you think the Chaos Space Marine vehicle update will transfer to Loyalists?
2025.
Oh yeah, dude, Land Raiders. Yeah. Land Raiders are toughness 9 now.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been wanting T9 more in the game for years, and they just keep taking away T9.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to see the return of T9.
And the las cannons, on the Land Raider at least, are D6 plus 2 damage.
Wow.
And here's the crazy part. They're actually not expensive. The base chassis, 265 points.
For 16 wounds, T8, 1-up save.
T9.
T9.
T9, 1-up save, 16 wounds.
Like, that's not bad.
Quite good.
It's really not bad. 265. Yeah. And the only things that you could pay for are the Combi Bolter, Combi Flamer, Combi Melta, Havoc Launcher. So 265 for that?
That's really good.
That's pretty good.
That's two las cannons.
I'm going to add it to my Cypher order.
It's 4 las cannons.
Oh, it's 2 twins.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4.
Can Cypher go in?
Holds 10 or 16?
10.
10.
Like,
I love it.
I hope my dad's not watching because I told him about this and he's like, oh, he loves Land Raiders. He's like an old school Land Raider person. But I'm like,
never in the entire time I've played Warhammer have Land Raiders been even remotely playable.
No.
And I want them to be good.
Yeah.
I very badly want Land Raiders to be good.
They're just cool.
They were like in 5th, but they were.
Zach,
It was the other way around.
I'm not even sure I was alive in 5th edition.
Certainly debatable. Thank you, Short Yeti.
Hey.
Yellow is the new 7.
Yellow.
Help. Hype for my Necrons Wi-Fi upgrade. Ready for Necrons Tuesday. Ready for Heresy content. Working on my 30K Raven Guard. You all rock.
Thank you
I
so
wanna look
much.
at Raven. Every time we have a Q&A,
Yeah.
we talk about a new Legion, and I want to look at their rules.
Yeah, see what's up.
Thursday it was Thousand Suns, and I looked them up, and I was baffled.
Yeah.
And now I want to look up Raven Guard. And I'm like, ooh, how does Raven Guard work in Horse?
Right?
Curious.
Yeah. When do Imperial Land Raiders get T9 is the new when do CSM Marines get 2 wounds. What do you think all those people are going to do now that they can't complain that CSM only have 1 wound?
Complain about Land Raiders not having T9.
No, because that's different people.
No, it's probably a lot
The
of the same.
chaos. I feel like the chaos people just find a new thing to complain about. They're going to complain about Iron Warriors not having something, or my Alpha Legion something changed, and they'll find something to complain about.
That's
Don't worry,
fair.
they'll find it.
People want to.
Is there like a? Oh man, I don't even want to go down this rabbit hole. Is there a degree? Do you guys ever feel that like chaos stuff always does seem a little bit not as good as?
Yes.
That's the thing. You
Yes,
think?
for sure.
You're a chaos player.
Yeah. So I know it firsthand, or I'm really biased.
Yeah, I've certainly since I've been playing Sigmar, which is only a little over a year.
Oh, they suck.
Whenever
They
I show up,
suck.
whenever I show up to like face any chaos army, I'm like, all right, this will be quick.
Yeah.
Like, except for I did play the guy you played, the Corin guy you played last.
Well, I played 2. Okay,
Which is crazy.
The tall Gareth.
the best corn player in the world.
Yeah, Gareth. Yeah, I did play him, and he kicked my butt. But other than that, everything else,
I beat him.
I know. Yeah.
Should have taken
You're
6
good.
magma drops.
Look, I
You
don't
should
know.
played 6 magma draws, Zach.
Have you tried bleeding on him?
Yeah. It turns.
Because it worked pretty well for Bridger.
Blood for the blood god!
They're like, no, it's too much blood.
It's too much blood. No.
Acid eyes. There's such a thing as too much blood.
What was the question?
It was the Zach question. It was, why does chaos always seem kind of bad compared to everything else?
Oh, because they are.
All right, where's my super chat money? Oh. I'll give you your cut back, but we do need our part.
Okay. Let's move on here. Anyway, thank you so much for that. Wait, where are we? Is that
Damn it. This was damn it.
That thing's
Necron Wi-Fi.
No, that was short. That was short Yeti. Digital designer.
Oh,
Okay.
sure, Yeti.
Oh, okay. See, I got confused. Digital
Oh,
designer.
because both people said yellow stuff. That's
Digital
what
designer submitted another Grey Knight list, and it's
Okay.
like almost the same. It's very similar to the first Grey Knight list.
But no
so
Storm
like,
Raven.
it confused me.
Did
It's
they
like,
take
wait,
the Storm Raven out?
yeah.
we need to know. Ah!
Here we go.
2 Storm Ravens.
Thank you, digital designer, by the way. Of
And
course.
it's Imperial Fist now.
Other Grey Knight list I'm considering.
Okay.
Grandmaster Nemesis Dreadnought
yeah.
with 3++. Nuker Librarian.
Sure.
That's the one that does
Yep,
more.
yep.
I did that because I
Got
did
that
that
last
last
time.
time. Because keeping consistent.
Okay, it's funny.
Tech Marine.
Okay.
4 groups of 5 strikes.
It's the same.
1 group of 5 interceptors.
Ooh, it used to be 2.
That's right. Ooh, this guy. 3 Dread Knights.
Didn't have that before.
2 Multi-Melta Vendreads.
Oh.
Laz Razorback. Termies are still too slow and expensive in my opinion. Also, thank you for the game.
That's fair.
Dare you? This is a much better list.
This is a much better list. Although, I actually want some interceptors back.
Yes.
I think their mobility
Instead of
is
the
amazing.
Laz Razorback.
5x5 infantry. is
Or a
probably
Dread
not
Knight.
bad.
Even, I don't know. I would drop something for
The
5
reason
to 10 more.
I'm okay with
Digital
the
designer is
Razorback.
not dropping the Dread Knights. 3 Dread Knights appeared in both lists.
yeah.
He's not
Yeah.
dropping.
Did they really?
Dread-
They were in the first list?
Yeah.
They were not in the.
3 Dread Knights?
What was different then? No, you're crazy.
3 Dread Knights were in the.
You
Were in
know
the
how
first-
much
Well, there's
a
4 in
Storm
the
Raven
second
costs?
one, by the way.
Do you know how much a Storm Raven costs?
Listen, I have them right here.
Okay, okay, hold on. What actually changed?
Oh my god, can someone
We-
make a
we
meme
dropped
of like
5
it's the
in-
same picture?
He dropped 5 interceptors
He dropped 5 interceptors
and the Storm Raven,
and the Storm Raven.
2 Vendreads, and a Razorback.
Actually, quite a bit. And the Razor, the Laz Razor.
Right. Okay. I guess that adds up.
The Storm Raven is Storm Raven very expensive?
Yes. It's like 400 something.
No, it's not 400
It's
something.
like 600.
It's like 265. Maybe the same as a
650
T9
points.
lane
It's
raider.
like Silent King.
Yeah. No, this is a better list. And we can all
It is-
agree on that. We
it
can
is
agree on that.
Definitely better. And you know, the reason I am not opposed to the Razorback is it's just going to sit on your back objective anyway.
But
Yeah, I don't mind the Razorback.
it seems
honestly.
like It seems like Nephilim is just even more into like wanting stuff to be able to just like go grab something. Interceptors are.
And this list, you can go the Vehicle Sword Club.
Vehicle Sword
Because
Club.
you have so many vehicles.
Well, that's the one reason. Once you start going down the Dread Knight path,
Yeah.
you kind of want to keep going so you get the buffs. You know?
Yeah.
So, I'm into it. Let us know how it goes, digital. Yeah, he said...
Multi-melta. He's trying to get multi-melta.
Exactly. Yeah, we really like Vendreads, actually, a lot.
They're quite good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Josh M. Just getting to tune in because working nights. Bridger, had you been waiting up in the rafters reading the new Heresy book since Thursday?
He has.
Look, I found a system where I sit on my bed with my lamp on,
Yeah.
and I'll have a book in my lap, another book under that in my lap, and then the third book splayed open on the side that I have to reference all the time.
No,
Because-
he lays on his stomach with his feet kicking up in the air, like a middle school girl calling her friends.
Right, but
And he's calling us. He's like, "Oh my God, guys, you should see what Thousand Suns can do."
dude, every time I read these books, I like want to go in chat in our we have group chats, and I want to go in and like post stuff, and then I choose not to because I know that like people don't really want to hear it.
I want to hear.
And they're focused on, okay, well, hey, Adrian, I can send you.
You should
all
message me. Yeah.
Because like, I just find random stuff and I'm like, oh, huh, that's funny. Like, isn't that weird that Frecky and Gary have different stats and you have to recognize the difference?
Wait,
between
you did put
Frecky
that in
and-
the chat.
That one I did because Brian asked about it.
Yeah.
There's a whole story there.
It's hard. It's hard when like you and I were chatting about Sigmar strats like a week ago when the new book came out. But it's hard when you don't have the context of the game yet. Right?
Yeah.
And you guys have more heresy context than I have, especially you, right? So like
I do.
Well, I hope so
More than
because
him.
I have looked at nothing since 2018.
I think if you came to
Did you even
40K
watch our video?
If you came to 40K, you'd never played any of it before, but you spent 300 hours reading all the rules, and let's say just the two factions that are going to play a game, you wouldn't have the gameplay context to really understand the interactions.
No, I agree, but I don't have any context.
Heresy is even more complicated, and I think time spent studying Heresy, you lack even more context of how everything works.
Yeah, I'm agreeing. That's what I'm saying.
So I think I have zero context.
But I have
To
negative.
your equal zero context of neither of us have ever played New Heresy.
About a year ago, Megan and I got obsessed with reading about all the horrible things that happen when people try to climb Everest and then the other, like K2 and stuff.
Okay.
But we've
Okay.
never actually done it and never will.
Of course.
But I would. That doesn't mean you can't talk about it, and it doesn't mean I don't know more than you. Right. Yeah, like I can tell you.
Right. Well, I actually have a similar response.
Okay.
Like,
Good, because this is very quickly devolved. This is going downhill fast.
No, I'm
and
with him,
part
I'm
of
with him.
I'm part of it. I'm part of it.
you're part of the problem. Like,
I am.
I
And now you're going to become part of the problem.
yeah. I did not want to sit through the crazy dense books and figure all that stuff out. So I appreciate that you're doing that.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's helpful when you kind of just share some nuggets of information.
Share it, yeah.
And two, if that helps you through this, then absolutely we want to hear your little
that's
stories.
True. That's true.
Well, I mean, the problem is I'm getting distracted. I should just be learning the two legions we're going to play.
Yeah, probably.
And I'm like, oh, but what about,
Yeah.
how do they work?
Gives you context.
That's interesting. It's a weird game. It's a lot of rules. It's a lot of weapons. I feel like there's no way it is remotely balanced. There's so many options.
Yeah.
It's just a game to play for fun.
Yeah, we're
cool stuff.
We don't think it should be played competitively. It's a cool, fun narrative game. Not that you can try to play well, but
Right.
Yeah.
What's up, Zach?
Thank you, Josh. Thank you again, Rogue Squadron trainee. Zach. Okay. How does one see Tumicological region and pronounce it Jupicological region? Your reading of my previous super chat has now left me once again sickened. P.S. Wordbearers for life.
Tummy. There's two M's. Tummy. I'm
Tumical.
100% sure it's not a word.
Tumicological?
Tumicological.
Like if the tummy is
I think
upset?
they're just referring to their tummy.
I don't think I said Jupa or Jumpy. Or jump. There's no M. Jumpy-cological?
What was Cataphrons? Catapphron destroyers?
Guys, we're never going to finish this Q&A if we keep getting distracted.
But the super chat is a distraction, so
It's true. It's true.
Wordbearers are cool, and I will say this: Wordbearers are super cool. Again, it's like one of those things. I'm glad they're there. They're not my thing,
Yeah.
but I'm glad they're there. And they're super cool, and Erebus is awesome.
I like 40K Wordbearers a lot better than 30K ones.
Erebus does this thing like
You don't like 30K at Wordbearers?
Like they wear gray and they like weren't
Oh.
totally into
Their
demons
colors are
yet.
lame, yeah.
But I
Because
just
you can play, because there's different periods of the heresy.
yeah, that's true.
You can play when they were obsessed with demons and play a bunch of demons, and they have rules for playing with a bunch of demons.
Yeah, but that breaks my other rule of like everyone should play Space Marines in Heresy. Because anytime anyone plays anything else, it's just busted.
No, I think
Oh, let's play AdMech. Cool. It's just better than everyone else.
Solar Hawks.
Solar Hawks.
It is sort of interesting.
Solar Hawks is worse than everybody else.
No,
Apparently, they didn't used to be.
no, they didn't used to be. They struggled against specifically Night Lords because Night Lords were a horde army in Heresy. They were the horde melee. So I'm also guessing they struggled
And
against Space
leadership
Wolves.
stuff.
And leadership stuff.
Let's
But,
have fear everywhere.
oh my God, I played a couple games against them in Heresy camp. And it was just like we just stopped like after 2 turns. It's like, oh, this is
What?
silly.
The Solar Auxiliary?
Yeah. They're just
Did
crazy.
they have the goof guns? Where it's like a train?
That's AdMech.
No, there's a Solar Auxilia gun that is like
that's called
it
the
has multiple train cars. of
Ordinatus.
guns. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's,
played against an Ordinatus in 40K.
In 40K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
this
the
is,
least.
This was AdMech.
This is one of the worst games of 40k I've ever
Solar
had in my
Auxiliary can
life.
take the training.
Well, Ordinatus is not Solar Auxilia. It's Ordinatus. It's its own division. It's like Titanicus, Ordinatus.
I've
yeah.
only ever seen it played with Solar Auxiliary, so I don't know.
No, it went
I know nothing about
Mechanicum.
It had it was Mechanicum, and it had rules in 40k.
Yeah.
But it like draws like a 6-inch wide line on the table,
Across the whole thing.
and it goes forever.
Well,
6 inches wide, and it's just like everything under
in
that.
seventh
just-
ed,
pick it up.
you took the largest plate imaginable and just like hit everything.
You just push it across.
Yeah, it was literally like
It was so dumb.
why even at that point.
What were we talking about here? Oh, Solar Aux. But I do sort of. Oh, so the gun they had. I don't know if they still have. Oh, they don't have
Now
rules.
he's distracting
They don't
us.
have rules for them yet, right?
Okay, yeah. So I
they in
don't
there?
think there's any way to play anything other than Loyalists and Traitors right now.
Good. Keep it that way.
Right now. There are in the core rules stuff about demons, and because there's core rules that interact with demons. So like,
Okay.
They're
So
caught.
the gun they
will.
had,
They
what
will.
made them scary is they had this gun where if they moved, it had one profile. If they stood still, it went to strength 6, which in 7th ed wounded on 2
pretty decent.
Marines.
Yeah, pretty decent.
And it was like AP enough. It was like AP 3. So it became heavy.
Quite good.
There's like 2 profiles. One was strength 6, 18-inch, heavy, and like you just picked up Marine squads when they got close. It was like crazy. It's kind of interesting that like to think though that in how interesting the heresy is, and coming out like the age. What was it before? Age of Darkness or whatever. So, it's cool that there's like these humans. Or Saturn, they're all like centered around Saturn, and they were like scary. And like when the Marines like struggled to deal with them because they're
That's
just
cool.
like, hey, we don't care. We have this awesome technology.
Yeah.
Your big stupid armor, we just goes right through it. It's kind of cool. It is cool. I like about the heresy how much things, almost against your point, how Marines initially actually struggled against a lot of the things they were scared when like they'd show up and something would just like wreck them. Like,
Yeah, that's
and they had
true.
to adjust or
A
like
lot of the books where it's like Space Marines show up on a random planet.
Yeah.
They
expect
start
them,
cautious,
Yeah, yeah.
and then they just get demolished every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then new Space Marines come down and eviscerate everything.
Yeah, no. I'm saying
different
that's what
chapter.
happens.
It's always a different
It's a
chapter.
different
It's always a
chapter,
different
yeah,
chapter.
yeah.
Like, okay.
And they
well.
always make fun of them. The new chapter shows up and like, oh, this is, you guys, we always got to save you.
Yeah. Now what I'm saying is that doesn't make for a good game.
Correct.
No, it doesn't make for a good game. So
That's my point.
Mechanicum was awful in
Yeah.
Heresy 1.0 to play against.
and now it's mechanic.
Thank you, Todd. Wait. Sorry, this is like repeat. Okay. Thank you, Super Reedy.
What's up, Soups?
Hi, peeps. Notice that the recent updates have thanks given to the Mournival and the Officio Assassinorum for playtesting services. Did you guys get code names? So unfair. I want one.
Say that again?
The
Recent updates have thanks given
So they gave thanks to
the
they were giving
Mournival,
thanks.
Oh, okay.
GW thanked the Mournival and the
Officio Assassinorum.
Right,
which
right.
I actually don't know who that refers to.
The Assassinorum?
Yeah, who does that refer to?
It's like the people who decide to send an assassin.
Yeah.
They like mobilize an assassin. 'cause
I
that's like a
don't mean
big deal.
in 40k. I mean in real life. The Mournival is a title given to people in real life
Yeah.
by GW.
Yeah.
In 40k, it's this group of people that advised Horus.
But who it does that? Who holds that title in real life?
Yeah, yeah. I don't
No,
know.
that's what I'm saying. I don't think it is.
No,
Oh my
they're
God.
definitely talking about that, Zach.
Yeah, it might be a collective thing that just a collective, like a collective terminology.
But
thing or something.
who? Who's in that
People who
group?
help with playtesting.
What?
Or so we are the official
Zach,
Assassinorum?
why is Zach trying to answer this question? You're not a playtester. You don't know the
know.
answer.
Are we?
I don't know the answer. I'm,
Look, it's a
These
specific
are
group of
titles
people.
for sure. What we're saying is
just-
who has the title. We don't know who has it.
I'm also suggesting GW is doing the cheeky cute thing, like where they're like, "Hey guys, our website's down because Nurglings are dealing with it."
Well,
They're using it as like a thank you for this group of people
Yeah.
who helped advise us.
Yeah.
They
not-
do
not
that.
But they're like known for like there's like actual people in these things. Like it's a specific thing. They're not being
Mournival
cheeky about it.
refers to a specific set of people in the real world.
Oh, I see.
That's what we're saying.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And no, I don't know of us having any cool name.
We don't have a cool
We're just
code name.
playtesters.
We're just the people that don't respond fast enough.
Yeah.
Thank you, Todd. Hey all, so heresy question. Friends are all picking it up, but I'm stuck trying to decide legions. Which legions are you guys going to use? How do you think Custodes will do in Horus Heresy? Also, thoughts on squats?
Speaking of non-legion legions,
I mean, Custodes, I believe, were busted when they came out because they had rules that just played along a different axis than everybody else. Can't play them yet. We'll have to see.
Talons of the Emperor.
Talons of the Emperor, that's right.
talons.
What legions are we playing? Well, we're looking at Night Lords, Thousand Suns, Fists, and
Salamanders.
are the 4 that we're going to focus on.
Yep.
I'm excited. I think they're cool. They all do interesting stuff. I'm actually most excited about Night Lords.
Oh, that's perfect.
I just really like Night Lords now.
Perfect.
I'm excited.
Sabotage.
Sabotage.
Excited for Thousand
We
Suns?
have Sabotage, right?
We do have Sabotage.
Yeah, I'm a little excited. Certainly, what you were describing today actually made me think that sounds kind of cool.
Great.
So,
It sounds really boring to me.
It's not your army. It's perfect.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So like, what I would say, if you don't know what army to play or what to buy, it's a huge investment. So definitely like take some time to think about it. If you know whether you want to be traitor or loyalist, then buy that book. Because there's 2 books. There's a book for traitors and a book for loyalists.
Yeah.
And then just look over the faction rules. Just give them a little run through. Maybe you have 5 legions that you're thinking between. Like you don't want to play these 3, so now you have 5 that you want to play. And just look at the rules and see what the flavor, because they're very flavorful. Look at the rights of war specifically. I'm going to tell you right now, this is a big thing. This is like not small. They make it seem small in the book. It is way more important than almost anything else. You have rights of war, which are different ways to build your army. It's list building constraints. So they say you can take these things for this slot. You can take these things in this way, but you can't do X, Y, Z. These are different themes of ways to play a legion. Those are very important. So look at those when you're considering which legion to play. They transform an army from something into something else. Like Night Lords have 2. There's like a biker Night Lord army, which to me is like, no thanks. A little weird for my taste.
That's good because we don't have any.
And then there's like the traditional, like Night Lords are here to mess you up. And it lets you take their special units as troops. And you can't take any heavy support, which like transforms the army. And it
This is called like the Terror.
gives you some
Terror
special rules.
Squad or something.
Terror
like
Squad is one of their 2
Special
specialist
units.
Yeah,
Called the Monstars.
it is the Monstars. So that's my advice. Is like,
that. Really?
no, no.
What is that from? Is that from Marvel?
That's right.
Is that a Marvel thing?
You've seen. It's the Looney Tunes playing basketball.
Yeah.
It's Space Jam. You've seen
Space Jam.
You know what?
Monstars are the bad guys.
I have a confession to make.
You haven't seen Space Jam?
Wait.
I've seen images of it for 30 years now. I'm just like, I'm never going near that thing.
You're missing out.
I don't think so.
Look, Bill Murray's in it. It's great.
I think Meg thinks I've seen Space Jam. I think she's brought it up before, and I'm like, oh yeah.
The Monstars.
Pretty sure Meg has seen Space Jam.
Oh,
Meg's
absolutely.
in chat. Meg, have you seen Space Jam?
No, she has.
Have you seen the new Space
I'm saying she's like brought up. Like, remember in Space Jam
She'll
when this
refer to
happened?
it.
And I'm like, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so buy the book.
Now
look over
watching
the
Space Jam
legions,
tonight, Meg.
Look at their rights of war. Look at their special war gear. That's how you choose a legion.
There you go. Oh, it's coming in. Here it comes.
Yeah, I know.
What,
The Space Jam.
Thank you, John McCardle.
Wow.
Horse Heresy on channel.
Yes.
This is John.
John.
A real big thanks. He's been getting
John,
so many.
Thank you,
memberships.
John.
You are amazing. We are going to play it. We have some models left to build. We have a lot of practice
And
to
a lot
do.
of paint.
God, that game is complicated.
Yeah.
But we're going to do a stream sometime, probably like a month or so from now.
Yeah. We're actively working towards it. Yeah. Right now we're in the Bridger phase, unfortunately for you.
No, I'm having a great time.
That's good.
I wish I had more time to devote to it.
Yeah.
Between building and reading rules, it's just a lot of. It's like days of work.
We have 2 full factions. Or your fist done and ready?
No, they still need some work.
So
Spice them up.
we have 2 full factions.
That's-
They're just both traders.
That's true. Yeah.
Well,
And-
traders can fight each other.
Yeah, it's lame though.
Is it?
Like if we do a lot of heresy content, we can do it. But I think
But
if we're
just
gonna,
start off the
we're
kickoff.
just
It
gonna
was
start-
weird to start with. But
Yeah.
of all the Primarchs to randomly fight another trader, I think Conrad Kurz is up there.
And of all the Primarchs to like kind of one of the Primarchs that's like an early heresy, Thousand Sons were not
Kind of good guys,
correct.
yeah.
And even after, some of them were still good, right?
Yeah.
Same with like White
Well,
Scars.
Some people might say that, yeah.
Good.
Yes, well, several of them started Grey Knights, right?
Is that true?
Yes.
I think that is true, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Really?
Grey Knights
Yeah.
came from Thousand Sons.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I think that's true.
Whoa.
That,
them
like,
and Ultramarines.
that like makes the back of my head tingle a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's true.
What?
It's like T-Sons and Ultramarines.
Oh my god, you're
The,
right. Yeah.
the loyalist T-Sons.
Yeah.
And some of the
yeah. Weird lore. You'd never guess it.
That makes Grey Knights way cooler.
yeah.
Well,
And
they're,
also
like,
explains why they're
they're
psychic,
shrouded
like
in
crazy,
secrecy.
right?
though.
Yeah.
Like nobody's supposed to know that they were founded by Thousand Sons and Ultramarines
Yeah.
They're almost like
I hate it
Dark
when they-
Angels.
because they're Inquisition.
Yeah.
They're like they are kind of like Dark Angels. Yeah.
I don't. It's fine. Like in the lore when they, I just like I want to know. You know.
Well, it's
It's like the Blood
supposedly-
Ravens thing. Like just tell me which legion it is. I want to know. God, drive me crazy. Anyways, yeah. So John, as you mentioned, we are obviously
We're gonna do it.
working on it. We're getting to it, digging through it, and we're excited. It's gonna
cool
be
game.
fun. It's gonna be fun. I need to figure out the fist side of all the special, like if I need to get more phalanx warders and how I want to build that.
Yeah. To be honest,
torn.
so Horse Heresy games are played at 3,000 points.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think we should fill out our Force Org chart first. Like Dream Army, you can have anything you want,
Yeah.
and then pull back to like, okay, we own this.
Yeah.
How can we rearrange it and then do War Gear? Because there's so many upgrade options.
But it's just tough because there are like upgrade kits on the core kits.
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying before thinking about, because there's so many layers to building a Horse Heresy army. There's
Yeah.
like, which Force Org chart are you using? Right now there's only one, but your Right of War modifies it.
yeah.
So you fill out your
Heavily.
Force Org chart,
Yeah.
and then there's War Gear for the unit, and it matters what you have on the model. And then there's upgrades outside of that. So there's so many layers of like
And where do you think we should start?
Force Org chart. Pick units to fill the Force Org chart.
But that gets modified by the Rights of War.
Yes, I mean I know I'm using my Right of War, and I think you're going to use your Right of War as well, because it's cool.
Yeah,
Like,
but
the
then I
thing you
need,
want to do.
but then I need to get more phalanx
Sure.
warders. That's all. I'm
But it
saying.
just gives us a direction, right? If we start
Yeah.
top down, it's like this
Yeah.
is the direction I want to go. I'm going to use this Right of War, fill the Force Org chart roughly this way,
Yeah, that's true.
then pick War Gear.
Yeah.
Then now we can consider points finally after we have the majority.
Yeah, I'm
of
not
the
worrying
army
about
picked.
details. I'm just making sure, like, if I need to buy and order anything else.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll have to sit down,
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Thank you to Chris DV. Planning to kit bash my Trueborn over the next week. Cabalite bodies, spare helmets from the Void Scarred Corsairs, and shard carbines proxied for splinter rifles. Thoughts? Sounds perfect.
I love it. I think it's
Trueborn
great.
don't have models, right?
Trueborn.
It's just a fancy upgraded squad of Coblades. Yeah.
But it's not. But
There's not even like an upgrade.
It's just you just build. It's almost like Blood Brides, right? You,
Right.
It's
you,
exactly like
exactly.
Blood Brides.
you can do something fun to.
Yeah, and Homoxites. Yeah. So I think this sounds great, and it's also a nice kind of nod to all the Corsair stuff, which could use more love. And the Dark Eldar have such a close relationship with the Corsairs that it just makes a lot of sense.
And also, when you go to paint them just like ever so slightly different in some interesting way. Like if the rest of your army is that traditional like black and like teal, do like black and like a blue or a green. Like go one way more.
Or like a
something.
white, like totally, like just a little different.
yeah.
Oh, you're saying just even subtly different within the.
That's what I like. But anything you could do different, as long as they're based the same, they're gonna look cool. That's
fair.
Yeah.
Short Yeti 3000 is now standard for Horse Heresy. I don't know if that changed between 1.0 and 2.0, but when they list the game sizes, 3K is standard. You can go a lot bigger, and you can go a little smaller.
Yeah. Sure, Yeti's right. 3K will take 6 hours minimum.
Heck yeah.
Probably. I don't know.
I have last check. So points have changed, I'm sure, but I had like 4,500 of T-Sun, something like that. I don't know. We'll see. I have a Land Raider.
Land Raiders are quite good.
I have one. Bet you guys didn't know I had a Land Raider. I forgot I had a Land Raider until just now. Actually,
This is kind of weird, Zach.
it
What's
is
going
weird.
on?
I just remembered I had a Land Raider.
Bet you didn't know I had Land Raider.
Do you have anything to put in the Land Raider? You got Terminators?
yeah.
You got Sekhmet?
I have Sekhmet.
Sekhmet are pretty
We've used them on stream.
They have all kinds of fancy rules.
Actually, my Land Raider's not over there.
They're over here?
I think they're here, right?
No, I think you took them home.
Are your Secmat going to be Corvidae, or are they going to
Oh, they're in that case
in
there.
that case.
Are they going to be the timey-wimey people?
You know he doesn't know the answer to that
Fire
question.
people?
I don't know yet.
Pyrokinetic?
I don't know yet.
You can choose. Doesn't have to be.
I have.
You should believe the balloon animal guys.
You should be the guys
That's just one of the sub-factions,
who are
turns
really
out.
good at cooking.
Oh, okay.
Their sense of smell and taste is really good, and they're excellent at cooking.
What? Oh.
Those guys.
The-
You said balloon animal guys.
The rule. It's like
Following.
the rule is in both cases. The rule is like in bold, like it normally is. Then there's flavor text,
Yeah.
and then underneath it just goes to the next rule. Like select one of these. You're like, wait, what does this one do?
Yeah.
I kind of like better that it just references things that don't exist, where it's like, when you make a cooking check, you get to
amazing.
re-roll the
Yeah. Dude, there's a typo in the Sylvaneth book for their special types of woods, because they say, oh god, it's the funniest thing. It's like, these woods don't block line of sight for Sylvaneth units.
Oh right, I remember this.
And then it's
Yeah.
like, and they do the charging thing, and you're like, but do they block line of sight for other people? Because normal woods do, but like you're just like, what? It's kind of like you're saying like, I've never refused to do something.
I refuse to not do something.
So that needs to be FAQ, because technically that they don't block line of sight for anyone right now.
Oh my god. Thank you, Mortifactus Miko. Any advice for painting crates, armor containers,
Kratos?
and scatter trains such as barrels and ammo crates? What do you think Talus will look like now?
And these are all Zach questions.
Well,
get 'em,
crates, I can tell you, crates can be very easy, and you can do them with airbrush or not. So if you're airbrushing, like I just do, honestly, you build them first, and then, because sometimes you don't do that with airbrushing bridgers, go to sub-assembly. Then you do like a dark color, and you just build up whatever color you want. And then what I like to do for crates, the GW ones are so good for this, is whatever like environment you want them to go in, you just spray them with a wash. You can do all of that without an airbrush. And honestly, what I would use on crates is I would get like a sponge brush, which are called chipping brushes, and wet your paint and like do like what I call like wet painting. So you're gonna get your paint really thin and just go over a few different layers. That's honestly almost the same effect as an airbrush. The problem with that effect is you can't use it on anything small. But whenever you have something like a crate or terrain, you can get almost the same effect by just like doing thin layers with a sponge brush over and over. Like 2 or 3 layers is enough. And then just cover them with wash. They look amazing. And then a dry brush. That's it. They come out really easy. You've painted GW crates?
Yeah.
They're easy.
Easy peasy.
I think the best thing with like scatter and barrels and all these is keep it simple. If you make your terrain busy, it just doesn't look good.
Yeah, distracts from the model.
I don't even love, people do this with these crates. I've seen it done okay, but people will do the middle panel a different color. GW even paints some of theirs like that. And I don't love it.
Yeah.
I've seen it okay. The other really cool thing to do on crates, though, is on the doors or somewhere on them. If you want a little bit extra color, get stencils. Get them from like Michael's. Get just like text stencils and take a piece of foam from one of your cases. Get it in the paint and just like, and it'll look like it's like been spray painted and it's start to eat away.
Yeah, that stuff's cool.
What do you think Talus will look like? I know my Talus is gonna look like. Actually, I don't know. All the points. We were talking a little bit about it.
Because you didn't abuse things, but you still have a chunk of good things.
I was saying I've
like-
always been saying that I have like too many units.
Yeah.
If I've been abusing anything, points seem to have gone up universally.
For Tau.
But what do I have where points went up?
You're losing
Commander?
about 100 points.
About 100 points.
Each of your commanders are going up by 10, and your crisis are going up by 10, and your ethereal went up by 20, I think.
The ethereal going up by 20.
And your shield and your drones went up by 2.
Yeah, the
Not that
ethereal
many.
going up by 20 was big, but I'm still taking them because he gives me a CP on it too.
Yeah, no, you have to. You have to.
So 20.
So I feel like you're losing
10,
about 100.
40, 9. Yeah, it's about 100.
Yeah.
So I'll drop a Kroot squad,
Yeah.
and that's 60. I'll drop a Hound squad.
How many did you have? You have 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could go down to 2.
Yeah, that's 84. And honestly, I might drop my shield drones. I don't know. They're handy.
Yeah, I go back and forth on that.
Yeah, I'd have to figure it out, but it's not bad. And like I've been saying, I have too many units anyway, and frankly, most of them spend half the time off the board, so it doesn't really affect me. Other people, I think the change is sort of designed to punish suits, which is good. They're crazy.
Yeah.
Suits were too good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you, the Claven. Don't worry about Custodes Bridger. I'm sure we'll get Votan before Guard. Sorry, Guard players. Guard is new Chaos Space Marine in this scenario.
Guard is new Chaos Space Marines. Well, look, they already showed that new Cadian stuff, so I can't imagine it's farther away than Chaos Demons.
Right, it'll be before Demons, but will it be before Leagues of Votan?
Votan is such a wild card to me. I don't know.
I don't think anybody knows.
I think they could even do a random box set and then release the book 6 months later.
No.
This sounds like the thing they would do. Like with the sisters.
And the box, that's the only way to get the models?
Oh,
Buy,
100%.
like, 5 of that box to build an army?
For sure.
Why would they? Why?
Yeah.
You have 5 books. What are they doing?
Maybe it doesn't come with the book.
And there's no way to get the book?
Yeah.
You just play with them codex.
Frank-
You make up rules.
Frankly, yeah. They're all agents of chaos. You can put knights with them.
Got to order Cypher. Okay. Thank you.
Gotta order Cypher.
That's what we said, yeah.
Thank you, Cat. Not our cat. Different cat.
What's up, Cat?
Is it a cat?
It's a cat.
Cool.
Adrian, if you were going to build a Skaven list, how would you build it?
Ooh.
Hard into one clan, split into 2, 3. Favorite units?
Oh man, I'm so torn. So I was like super tired last night and like went home and just like lay down for like the whole evening. You know, you've just been so tired, just like lay.
On your stomach with your legs kicking up.
Kind
in the
of.
air.
I went through the whole Skaven book. I was like
book spread
figuring out
out.
I wanted to play. And
I know that wasn't true because you'd have been texting me. You'd have been messaging me.
That's
Yeah.
Skaven. Well, because I'm confused. I'm confused by the book and what's good and what's fun and what's not. And I have a list currently that I'm thinking about that I'm very close to actually. Well, kind of. Today they came out with the new Vanguard box. The Skaven one comes with 20 clan rats, 3 storm vermin, the cannon, and a Gracier. So if I buy 2 of those,
Yep. It's amazing.
that's like a whole army.
Just Gracier on foot.
Gracier on foot, which I probably wouldn't even include in this list, to be honest. So the list I'm thinking about starting with is, because I really like the Crier, I like the aesthetic of Scryer, and they've actually, there's a lot of mortal wounds in this book, but they haven't they've leaned away from it a little bit. Like the Storm Vermin, you can't just do a ton of mortal wounds anymore. You have to like actually take mixed loadouts and stuff. So I'm looking at a list with Thankful and Bone Rippa, because they're just cool and good, and I have them. A Warplock Engineer, because then it can overcharge the cannons. A cannon is the most Skaven thing ever. It's you roll a dice,
It's very Skaven.
and then you roll 6 more dice. And in the second set of dice, everyone that exceeds the first dice roll is a mortal wound
To you or to them?
to the unit you're shooting at.
Okay.
So it could be an automatic 6 mortal wounds, or it could be 1 mortal wound. And if you have a Warlock Engineer next to it, you can overcharge it. Instead of rolling 6 additional dice, you roll 12 additional dice.
Ooh.
But then,
Every die under the first die is mortal wound to you?
no, maybe something really bad can happen. I forget what it is. It's not good. Anyways, it's the most Skaven thing ever. So anyways, the list I'm looking at is Warplock Engineer, Thankful and Bone Rippa, 3x20 Clan Rats, 2x3 Storm Vermin, maybe a 6, I don't know, I haven't figured that out. 2 cannons.
No, you want 2x3 so you can put them in bounty hunters, right?
Well, yeah.
Who are going to be bounty hunters otherwise? You just not take bounty hunters.
Well, no, I would, but like I said yesterday, I have weapons teams that can be bounty hunters. You just need something that's not a hero or a behemoth or whatever.
That's true, but the Storm Fiends are good in combat, right?
No, but if you have 1 unit of 6 or 2 units of 3, either way, they're both going to be in that battalion.
Oh, I see. Either way.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
Because the thing is
you're just filling it out.
You're just filling it.
Yeah.
I think probably 2 of 3 is the way to go. Also, because their weapons in melee are only 1 inch. So, anyways, yeah.
But
Yeah.
fighting 2 ranks now.
No,
Not
it's not
them.
in 2 ranks.
No.
Because they're
It's
4
extra
more
1 more inch for every 10 models, and they have 3 models.
So there's half inch.
No, this is
within half inch
you're
of the
describing
thing
2
within
different
half
rules. This is a Skaven
There's a Skaven rule.
inch. Oh.
and they don't get that rule because they're not Galatian veterans.
Yeah, they're like explicitly not. So yeah, basically none of these things. And then I think it's like 3 weapons teams. So it's a fun list. It'll be a starting point. But honestly, what I'm really sad about is I wish all the Eshin stuff got new models and they were actually good. Because it's so cool. I love like the assassin rats. They're awesome, man.
They're cool.
Oh.
So what you want for that is the Nether Maze box that came out.
So that's weird. That is like it's one. I want it. I'm still open to split it.
I'm splitting it with Bryce. Okay.
What were you saying?
I was gonna say that, you don't have to like they're assassin-y rats.
You
like,
can play them as a generic ones.
You could play them as.
Yeah, the problem is though, they're like 9, 10-point models. So I'm paying a lot of money for.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I don't know. They're weird. Well, there's the night runners that are super cheap, but terrible. Like 1 attack each, terrible with like a 6-up save. And then there's the gutter runners that like have like 4 attacks, and they deep strike turn 1, but those are like 20 points a model for 1 wound, 5-up save. So they're like, I don't know,
Just
just
very rat though.
it's like unplayable.
Like even the elite rats are still just rats, but they're more killy.
But they're not even that elite. It's 4 attacks with no rend, but if you roll 6, they could do a mortal wound. So it's like you're paying such a premium for the potential to do mortal wounds. And that's the same with all the Eshin stuff. It just feels crazy. Whereas the Warp Fire Thrower or the Hell Pit Abomination, it's crazy. It's just like, yeah, every guy within 12 inches in that squad on a 3+ takes a mortal wound. I did 10 mortal wounds to Squad of Sylvaneth yesterday in 1 shot.
Quite good.
So I don't understand the relationship in the book, but I'm on a total tangent.
No, it's fun. It's a fun army.
You're just ordering Cypher is all.
Yeah, just shipping.
Sure.
No, I'm just.
You can go for pizza right now.
It's sushi night.
Thank you.
No, pizza.
Thank you, Ramgar. Hi, Titans. So, Craft Worlds. Are they still playable after the massive points raise, or did they manage to shelf the faction once again?
It's rough, but I think they're still playable personally. And I think even Halo Doom is still scary.
Still good.
Yeah. So, we'll see.
It's unfortunate that's kind of the only way to play them now.
It is unfortunate.
It's a bummer it's a bummer in the context of like the book is new. Right?
Yeah, it's
but
like-
And
things,
it had so
things
many.
change.
It had so many cool things in it. Like
Yeah.
it was such a diverse book, and then just like Custodies, this one outlier way to play that was the best way to play clearly got nailed down, but it brought the whole rest of the book down with it. And now all the other cool diverse ways to play are gonna struggle
Yeah,
to play at all.
that's a good point. And the secondaries are not that great too, so they're also going to suffer from that. So hey, the Ranger secondary, it's the way of the future.
Got him.
Thank you, Carlos. Tabletop Titans family. Thanks for all the content. Adrian, Bridger, Brian, Brett, John, Zach, Mel, Meg, and Kat. You guys are great exemplars for the hobby.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks.
We really appreciate the support.
Thank
we
you.
try to help.
And thank you, Jose. Hi, Titans. Is it worth getting a chaplain in Horse Heresy?
Oh,
They're not called that.
Yeah. There's like not a.
There's
it's
not
a
one thing that is that.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of.
Or do Wordbearers have some? Wordbearers have like some kind of religious leader dude.
There are a lot of character upgrades at the front of the book where you can be like, this guy is
That's
master of
that's
the
how
whatever.
it used to be. Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah. There used to actually be a chaplain one.
Right.
Yeah.
I think there are a couple that are like chaplains. There are several spiritual leaders that do different things.
Yeah.
They
weren't-
If you're looking for an actual answer, I have no idea. If it's
They
good.
weren't narratively. They weren't supposed to be doing that stuff at around the time the heresy took off. Right.
chaplains.
They weren't. Marines weren't supposed to be religious.
Correct.
Or aren't they just like inspirational speakers?
Right. They had like a guy.
They were sort almost like that's what makes Wordbearers so bad, right? They were supposed to actively like kind of be against any of this kind of stuff. Like,
right.
Yeah.
And then the lodges happened. So actually,
Yeah,
lodge.
they weren't-
specifically during
Yeah.
the Horus Heresy
Is when it happens,
it
right?
began.
Right.
Dang
Because the
lodges.
lodges ruined everything.
Console, a normal console.
Console.
Oh, console.
That's right.
They're supposed to counsel.
Is it worth getting them? Like, what would you get? You're
no
just
idea.
gonna get the character and
I'm not to that stage of evaluating stuff yet. Like,
Yeah.
that's the last step of list building as far as I'm concerned. Like, obviously, if you played the game a lot and you know, like, oh, this thing's amazing, then you start there. But to me, it's like, what cool units can I get in an army? How do their rules interact? And then from there, you can say, okay, what complements this?
Yeah.
Which of these upgrades do I want?
Fair.
Thank you, the CP guy. Do you think with the new focus on Horus Heresy, GW will remove all Firstborn Marines from 40k and make them for Horus Heresy in the Marine 2.0 decks?
Huh. Interesting.
I don't think they're going to push Firstborn into or out of 40k.
Yeah?
Why would they?
Horus Heresy. I don't think it's going to happen in the next book, but I think over the years, sure.
Yeah, I'm like, it's on the table at any time that Firstborn could not be in 40k, I think.
You think?
I think we'll see
Yeah, maybe.
less and less in the Space Marine main books, and then over time, I think I agree. I think they could phase them out.
But how do... Like, Grey Knights, and then all the Specialist chapters that have Specialist Firstborn only.
Well, Grey Knights are the only ones that they did at one point say they weren't going to make Primaris versions of.
So you think they'll make, like, Primaris Sangard?
They've already broken their rules too. They were like, "Oh, here's the Primaris Blood Angels. They can't get the Black Rage." Oh, just kidding. So
They're also
there's
like,
nothing stopping
at
them.
some point they will make remake Grey Knight models, right? I always say this, like,
Nah. Grey Knights are done.
okay.
They're probably just going to shelf Grey Knights.
Oh my god.
He's like, "I'm so tired."
It's just like the idea that like I think you think in time frames of like the next 1 or 2 years or 18 months. Like at some point they will remake Grey Knights. They might not make them Primaris in narrative, but they'll like size up the model.
Oh,
just
sure.
just like
oh, well, that for sure.
yeah, just like Thousand Suns and Death Guard aren't never
Yeah.
were Primaris, but they're the same size as them, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they just don't want that scale. You know, they think a lot about when people are playing the game in a store, in a GW store, but a friendly local gaming store, and this little like 10-year-old kid comes up, or this guy in his 30s who's a tech worker now and has disposable income and has played the video games his whole life as a kid. When you walk up to the table, what does it look like, right? And they think that the old Marine isn't cool to new people. As cool as a Primaris Marine. And honestly, they're probably right. It's probably a lot of nostalgia that makes us still love that little Marine. You know? So
Yeah, I mean...
everything's going to get bigger.
I don't know. I don't have enough of an opinion on this. I feel like I should address... Chaplain is one of the upgrades. It's called Chaplain. It gives you a mastercrafted Crozius.
Oh, really?
That doesn't... I still don't feel qualified to answer.
That's like how Apothecary works too. Or it was in Old Heresy. It was like there's like Chaplain, Apothecary, like all those were like this, like you paid like... It was almost like the new thing they're doing, like in
Chaplain Command,
T-Suns.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You like
You make a guy in the squad do the
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I think Apothecary is a slot in Force Org now.
Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah. Thank you,
only have
Stephen
so many.
Foster. Do you think World Eaters releases this year or kicks off 10th edition with Blood and Skulls?
Well, I mean, the fact that it's an index probably means don't hold your breath too soon, but 10th edition? I don't know.
I mean, people
I
in
don't know if it'll be that
chat
long.
was chatting about, like, it's always fun to imagine what's the box set going to be, right?
Right.
It's going to be Marines. I'm guessing Marines are involved, but who will they be fighting?
Wow.
And World
Really
Eaters seem like a great option, right?
That would be cool.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I think it's possible. But yeah, the fact that we have an index in the meantime means it's like probably buckle up for a little bit.
It's got to be Chaos because it was just Necrons.
It was Necrons, and then it was Chaos.
Chaos.
Look,
and
it
then
could be
was-
Orcs, okay? Could be
but
Orcs.
Orcs were 5th edition,
Orcs are...
so they're due for a comeback around. It's never going to be Tower Eldar.
Was that when,
That's, like,
Black
not an
Reach was?
interesting box.
It's been Tyranids before.
It's been Tyranids. Tyranids are due for Tyranids are 4th edition. They're due for
Yeah, the
Comeback
McCrag set.
McCrag, and then it
That
was
was so
Black
cool.
Reach, and then 6 was Chaos,
Dark Vengeance.
Dark Vengeance.
7th was... I don't know if 7th got one.
Did 9th get one?
9th edition?
Yeah,
The Indominus box?
Necrons.
Oh, that's Necrons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did 8th get one?
Yeah, Dark
Death
Imperium,
Guard.
Death Guard.
Oh, definitely.
Did 7th get one? 7th is the only one I can't think of one.
Seventh.
Actually.
Guys, what box set did 7th
I
get?
just felt like Dark Vengeance had such a long shelf life.
It did.
And 6th and 7th were basically the same game.
Yeah, I don't think it did. I don't think, like 6th
Yeah.
and 7th were, I mean,
I know 8th and 9th is kind of the same.
you could
but-
say the same, but it wasn't quite as, yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, we did it.
We did the thing with the
Yep,
stuff.
me dog.
Me dog. Well, it's been quite a lovely day. We're super excited to continue to explore the Chaos Space Marines as well as the new Nephilim updates throughout next week. Again, if you're a new member, welcome. Do check out our Tuesday game. We'll put up the vote right after this on what armies we're going to play on Tuesday, facing off against a very new project. And again, tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Hobby Titans, we're going to be releasing a video on the brand new GW paints and our thoughts and experiences with it. Other than that, it's been real. Thank you guys so much for your support. Everyone have a great weekend. Be safe out there. We'll catch you next time on the Tabletop. Bye.